Hi, everyone. I'm Chris.
And this is Milton with the Sports Truth. And back with us again is Matt Guiccione.
Hey, guys. Glad to be back.
Yeah, the truth will definitely set you free.
Absolutely. Did I forget that part?
You missed that part.
Okay.
Come on, man.
All right. That's fine. I just wanted to make
Well, at
sure
least
we
the
got...
truth is out there.
yeah.
The truth is definitely out there. UFOs, the aliens, it's fine.
All right. No, that's a whole other podcast right there.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
All right. So we got a ton of stuff to talk about. We'll get to it so that our podcasts don't blow up to be... a 2-hour
You
podcast.
say that, but it's probably going to be like an hour and a half. And
Well,
the
that's
viewers
good.
love it.
I hope
Okay?
so. An hour and a
Yeah.
half is what I was sort of shooting for.
Yeah,
All right,
2 hours.
let's jump right into it. Okay. Hot topics. I got 5 of them. Just jumping around to all different kinds of sports. All right. I'm asking to either one of you guys, where do you put the Titans now that Julio Jones has arrived? That's been the talk all week. He finally found a team.
1 or 2 now. Solid 1 and 2. They could take it or it could be second.
Well, I mean, it's good because now everybody can't key on Henry. Now they got a vertical threat.
That's true, actually. I can do play action shots like the Rams do.
Now,
God.
and for like AJ Brown,
Yeah.
both those guys are going to see the least amount of. They're going to see the most single covers they've seen in forever.
Yeah, Julio's going to get doubled. Wouldn't that be funny?
No.
Says the one who always says that Julio's bad at the 1 yard line or whatever.
No,
right?
I just
The
said
goal line.
that he's not a touchdown maker. I mean, when they get into the red zone,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, he has a ton of catches,
No,
ton
they-
of yards. He's
Yeah.
just missing. I mean, when you're comparing all the wide receivers, the top 5,
Right, I'm
or
not
whatever,
comparing him. I'm saying
Yeah.
But
Julio
that's
Jones
a-
himself, though.
But that's a
Yeah.
huge move for the Titans because they lost Jonnu Smith, which was their red zone threat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
going to New England. And so now they get another wide receiver. So I mean, even though look at you can game plan for Derrick Henry all week long,
Yeah.
he's still gonna beat you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like until his body starts breaking down, he's a runaway freight train.
Yeah.
have
No,
to sell out,
he's the
yeah.
engine that runs
100%.
the Titans.
But that was a must. That was a huge move. They needed that because they lost Corey Davis.
Yeah,
yeah,
they lost a
jeez.
bunch of players on both sides of the ball. I mean, I still see them as a run-heavy, play-action team, so they'll be able to sustain some of those drives. And I just hope that Julio Jones, probably along with A.J. Brown, like blocking, because that's probably what they're going to be doing 60% of the time, because this offense runs through Derrick Henry. But their defense got fleeced a little bit, and they got a porous secondary. So, I mean, I guess now they're the clear favorites in the AFC South, but outside of that, I'm not raising them above the other division winners, which you can go like Browns, Chiefs, and help me out with the last one. Bills, yes,
Bills.
thank you. Yeah, I mean,
But we all know
they're
the real
still-
Bill Belichick's
but
coming
there's
back.
yeah,
But how about this? So you got
Yeah.
AJ Brown is in number one,
He's a
and Julio's
beast.
in number
He
one.
is, yeah.
Right?
You got 2 number
Yes.
ones.
So,
Two
so they
number ones.
both
Yeah.
both play the X.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So now somebody's got to play the Y, which has to do that blocking, and
Oh,
neither
boy.
of them have done that. over the
And
last
they have
10
a
years.
tight end, right? What's his name?
Well, let me ask you this question. Come up with a better foursome than this. Tannehill at quarterback, Derrick Henry at running back, Julio Jones and A.J. Brown as the number 1 and number 2 receivers. I mean, that's sort of a tough foursome because you're missing another good wide receiver or another running back. So I started thinking like, wow, I mean, is this the best foursome in football? I mean, give me some. There's 31 other teams that you could put together another foursome to compete with this.
The
Sort of-
Bucks. That's literally it. That's all I could think of is the
Okay,
Bucks.
so Brady,
Godwin,
Godwin, Mike
Mike
Evans,
Evans, yeah.
and then whatever running back they have,
Yeah.
like Leonard Fournette, or
Yeah.
okay,
The
yeah.
Super Bowl
Yeah,
level
that's
Leonard
pretty-
Fournette, where he was destroying
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Chiefs. Yes.
That's probably one of the few because when you start going
Yeah.
through it, I mean, you might get
They're
3 of the
missing
4.
one,
They're
yeah.
missing one.
Yeah.
Like you could put the Chiefs there, Travis Kelce,
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, the great Patrick Mahomes, future
And then,
GOAT.
what's that guy? What's the guy's? The
But then
back
the
again?
running back is, I mean,
Williams or
Clyde
something?
Edwards, but I'm not really
Yeah.
seeing him. I mean, as
He did pretty well though
he
for his
did.
first 2 years. So.
He did.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, that's pretty
Did they
impressive.
get another running back?
I don't think they did. So I mean, that's a pretty good
Really?
foursome. So yeah,
Well, the Browns, but they don't really have a second.
so
wide
basically,
receiver
what
there.
Julio Jones did
Yeah.
is that they pretty much, not guaranteed, but most likely will win the AFC South, right? When before it was like maybe it's the Colts.
If the Colts had a better quarterback, it's the Colts. The Colts have better players.
Yeah, they do have better.
They have a better defense too.
They do
than
have
the
a better
Titans.
defense. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I just don't trust. What's his name? He just basically is the next Painter to me.
Who?
Remember the quarterback whose last name was Painter?
Oh yeah.
The one who covered before Andrew Luck came.
Yeah.
That's literally who I think. Who's the quarterback for the Colts
You mean
right now?
right now?
Yeah.
It's Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is
Yeah.
like Painter to me. He's bad. I'm sorry.
So
never
you
gonna be
think he's
Super Bowl
bringing the
level
bad
again.
juju with him and the
Yeah.
injuries and
I don't
everything?
care if you had Frank
so you
Reich
don't
with
think
you. Come
Frank
on.
Reich's going to be able to mend the
Okay, so tell me this. Here's an
Okay,
analogy
okay,
for you. So
okay,
you have
go
a
ahead.
beater car, right?
yeah.
It's literally worth less than $1,000.
All right.
So you get some spit, shine, and polish, and you polish up the beater car.
Yeah.
What's underneath the polish? Still a piece of shit. Sorry, my language.
Okay.
Beater car.
All right,
It doesn't
all right.
matter.
So you could dress a monkey in a suit, but it's still,
Still a
no
monkey, yeah.
All right,
It's
all right,
still
all
gonna
right. We'll
be
move
crap.
on to the next question.
Well,
All right.
hold on.
Okay,
About,
okay,
hold
okay,
on,
go ahead,
about,
hold on,
about
hold on.
Julio
Hold on,
Jones.
sir,
So,
sir.
so you had,
right.
looking at, Chargers Twitter, like a lot of people were like, "Hey, man, why isn't Telesco not going after Julio Jones?"
Yeah, why not?
Like that could be like that last piece to put it over
Yeah,
the top to
man.
make them like a legitimate, playoff contender.
It would have made more sense for
Dang.
him to go to the Chargers for sure.
The Chargers or the...
Yeah,
I know that-
'cause
I
they're
know-
a pass-oriented team.
I know there was guys on the Rams who were like, dude, why are we not going for this guy? But for the Chargers, a lot of people thought that might make sense for them to cough up some draft picks and get him to come in with Herbert's arm and
Oh my
then
God,
stretch
stop.
the field with Julio.
Yeah, Telesco probably didn't want to give up his draft picks.
Well,
He always does the draft.
so
yeah.
so here my personal feeling on it, I was fine that they didn't do
Oh.
it.
Yeah, and as a Niner fan, I'm like, forget it, we're good.
No, I'm good because I mean
Yeah.
he has battled injuries.
Yeah, he does.
He has played for 10 years.
He is
Yeah.
older, yeah.
He's 33 years old.
Right.
Like I know some people are like, oh, they should trade Mike Williams and like a draft pick. I'm like, well, why do you want to trade somebody that's 7 years younger?
No, Mike Williams is younger.
But my thought is, I think the reason why the Chargers didn't even get into it at all,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I personally think that they're just waiting until next offseason, and they're going to go hard after Devonta Adams,
Really?
which
Yeah.
I'd much rather have. I'll take Devonta Adams over.
That's crazy. If
Yeah.
imagine that.
Devontae Adams is my number one receiver.
because him and Keenan Allen are like super, super tight.
Really?
Oh,
I did not know
And,
that.
and if you look at past posts that they have, they're constantly talking about playing with one another.
Oh
All right,
boy.
all right,
There
that's
we
for
go.
Next year.
Uh-huh.
All right. Number 2, Padres. They've been in a little bit of a slump. They've lost 7 of 10 and 5 of the last 6 to the Cubs. Should we panic?
Say it together with me. Milton
Is
is
a
a jinx.
That's for sure.
You laugh, Milton.
So,
but you
I mean, I
are.
heard certain fans saying that they didn't like the batting order, the batting lineup. I mean,
Is that what it
this
is?
just baseball and that's what happens? You lose 7 out of 10 and then
I mean,
next week
it's a long season.
it is a long season.
Yeah, and then you win
So-
another 20.
But like we talked in the last few podcasts, I mean,
Uh-huh.
here's the deal with the
Yeah.
Padres. Your offense is going to go through some struggles. You're going to have your ups and downs, but
Yeah.
they're really on an offensive struggle right now.
Mm.
I mean, against the Mets, they went up against some really good pitching. And even with the Cubs, I mean, at the beginning of the season, people thought the Cubs were going to be in the cellar.
Mm.
And,
Yep.
they talk about at the trade deadline that there'll be players that be offloading players. I mean, you heard about Bryant and Rizzo might be on the move. But you look at their record; they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
They have
actually.
they have to make a decision: are we going to sell, or are we actually going to be buyers?
The-
But all this tells me with the Padres, because I've said it on this podcast multiple times. Look at their middle relief; like their starters are not consistently getting deep into the innings, so their relievers are having to work overtime. They're taxed, but I just keep seeing it consistently. Like, I'll say it every time. Within 10 pitches, one of those relievers coughs up a home run. It's like inevitable. I'm always looking at the pitch count, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be within the first 10 pitches, somebody's going to cough up the long ball. We saw it against the Mets, saw it against the Cubs. At the trade deadline, they have to go get some more pitching.
For sure.
I don't think they need to get
middle relief pitching. Is that what
Middle
you're talking
relief
about?
pitching.
Yes,
Is that
middle
what it
relief.
is?
And
Okay.
I would get a frontline starter. I would get at least one middle reliever and one starter.
What about a closer? Closer pitcher. Who
No,
does
the closer pitcher is.
Aren't they the eighth and
we have an
ninth?
ace on there, right? I mean,
Do we?
pretty much
Yeah,
every time.
Melcon's done good. I mean, he had one outing where he was a little he pulled a very end of his career Trevor where he made it way too exciting.
Oh no.
But no, it's really the middle relief.
It's the middle. Okay.
And you know, part of that is because you know the starters are only going 4, 5 innings.
Can they work on their stamina? Is there any way you can work on stamina like that for pitching or no?
No, pitch better.
Really?
Like I watched the game the other day. You know, Darvish only gave up 2 runs, but the Padres couldn't hit.
Yeah, I mean,
you give up 2 runs, you should win the game.
Hasn't he won like 11 of the last 12 prior to that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they were on the money line at 260, and I was like, he did his job. I was talking to a Padres fan. He gave up, I mean, it was a total of 3 runs. I mean, come on, Padres, you telling me
Right.
you can't at least do 4 or 5? So that was not on him.
Change
Exactly.
the batting order again. Change your
But
back.
if you look over the season, the Padres, that's their magic number. If they score 5 runs, they're almost undefeated.
That's true.
Oh,
That's
really?
a good point.
when they hit 5 runs.
I have noticed that. So the next 3 teams that they're playing, I have written down here as the Mets, the Rockies, and the Reds. Do you see them remedying themselves and like, you know?
Man, it's all about it's gonna come down to that offense. I mean, I see these they're not having quality at bats. I mean, you see even Tatis, Myers, Hosmer. I mean, they're striking out on,
Are they struggling, or has the opponent's team seen enough video now to figure them out?
What's happening? The main problem with them is they're not being disciplined up at the plate, so they're consistently getting themselves into pitchers counts.
No, they're getting down the hole too.
They're getting into pitchers counts where the pitcher
Right.
can start messing with them, and then they're playing at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. They just need to be more disciplined at the plate.
Here's my other question. Is there a reason that nobody's talking about the Giants? It's always either the Padres or the Dodgers, and then the Giants, I think, right now are technically in first place at 1.5 games. And I'm not sure exactly how they're staying up with the Padres and Dodgers. I mean, do you have any information on that?
I just think they're just having one of those seasons where nobody had them on the radar and they're overachieving,
and then they sneak
and nobody's
into the playoffs.
and nobody's still talking about them because everybody just thinks that eventually this bubble will burst.
Okay.
But personally, I think that at the end of the season, it's going to be all 3 teams from from the West that are in the
Wow. Okay, so
That's
sort of
crazy.
like NFC West style, right? Where you can
Yes,
have like
thank
the
you.
3 of those 4, or maybe even
All four of them,
the-
dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Okay.
you. They have potential. All 4.
Yeah,
I'm
for
serious.
sure. All 3
It's
of those.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay. The next question is, I've been watching the Jazz series because that's the team that I'm supporting in the playoffs, and I saw Donovan Mitchell, who's gone off the last 2 games. He had 45 in the first one, 37 in the other one. Sometimes he gets a little bit careless because he's trying to show like exactly how good he is, but that's all forgiven because the next play he does something amazing, and I'm like, okay, sorry, sorry I questioned you, but. I saw Donovan Mitchell talking to this guy, and I didn't know that it was D Wade at the time. So does it surprise you that D Wade is a part owner of the Jazz? I find it a little bit
Really
weird.
It's not weird.
Not weird, but just like I was just caught off guard.
Unexpected.
Because
There
D
you go.
Wade, I mean, I'm going to go on the record saying he is my favorite basketball player of all time. There's some other ones in there, but there's just something about D Wade that's special.
like a square peg in a round hole. Like if you said what team would would Wade like own?
He bought the Utah Jazz.
Yeah,
No, he didn't buy the Utah. He's just a part owner.
No, I'm just saying it's funny though. You're like the one team.
Didn't that catch you off guard? The first time you found out
I
about
mean, you'd
it?
expect him
Yeah.
like to go back home and be like a Miami guy,
Yeah.
or maybe a New York team, or
Chicago, right? Because he's
one
from
of the LA,
Chicago.
one of the big market teams.
Yeah.
Maybe he likes the Jazz, like you do.
I guess he has a special relationship with Donovan Mitchell, who, when they were talking about him, says they're very similar because they're sort of shorter guards that, could shoot the 3, explode. They're just when they're on the court, they sort of just control the whole thing. But I mean, just because Utah, I'm going to call it like it is. I mean, they're the team with the most white players, I mean, a lot of other basketball teams might have one, but it seems like half their team, they're like Euros, and Ingles, I think he's from like Australia, and then just
they do foreign.
Yeah, and then their whole
yeah.
crowd is very pasty, very white.
It might be from where they're from.
Yeah,
Utah.
They're Mormons, so
Yeah.
I was just like,
Dwayne Wade, what?
Good for D Wade, I mean, I just caught
shocked.
off guard.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
They have good vineyards out there. He's very into his wine.
Is he?
Yeah, big wine connoisseur
they do
and
have
only
wine.
vineyard. Maybe they have some nice vineyards out there.
I mean, I think that Utah scored because if you have someone like D Wade there, you're going to bring superstar. It's okay to come to Utah, especially if they win the championship this year.
Oh my God!
Because Utah's always been one of those places where I'm sure basketball players have not wanted to go. I mean, who wants to go to a city or state that's just
kind of like that scene in Wayne's World?
What?
Hi, we're in Utah.
Hi, we're in Utah.
Just replace Delaware with Utah.
Stop.
But the Jazz, talking about them, they are 2-0 against the Clips. There's some part of me that's like not satisfied with the 2-0 and seeing like the Clippers come back because they did that against the Mavericks. I hope I'm wrong.
Just jinxed it. We're both looking at the ceiling right now.
Probably, but you know what? I'm a man of statistics, and when the Jazz are up 2-0, they are 8-0 in 7-game series. So
hey, as long as the Flippers don't win anything, I am totally good. I'll root for Utah all day long.
Right. Yeah.
And speaking of the Utah game and the Flippers, did any of you see Pat Beverly's dick move against Derek Favors? I mean, come on.
Yeah, he showed it to me earlier. Yeah, where he just
okay. So he gets burned by the player he's guarding. Derek Favors goes to set a pick. Beverly's playing catch up and runs through the pick, but he doesn't just like tap him.
Yeah,
he like straight meat grabs. He just
junk.
like grabbed him.
The
pulled
only
him back.
defense I have is he's trying to do a wrestling move where you grab the inner thigh to get full control, and he missed. That's his only excuse he has.
It's,
Other than that, dick move.
You know what?
Literally.
That's a good one.
But coming from Patrick Beverly, that's no surprise.
Yeah, I mean.
Now the only ironic thing about it is, over the history of basketball, Utah has that mentality, or at least in my mind, it has a lot of those shady, plays over the years with Malone and Stockton.
Oh, definitely.
Very, in my opinion, dirty players. So it's kind of funny that happened to a Jazz player.
I remember Malone throwing some elbows. I want to say he caught Isaiah Thomas on one, where he made him bleed, or there was a ruckus about
foul.
And Stockton was a little bit more conniving about what he did. You like had to watch the video to see how it happened, because in real time it's like, no, nothing happened, and then all of a sudden you see him slow down. Because John Stockton, he's 6'1", but his hands were probably as big as Kawhi's. I mean, there's a reason.
Talking about my boy Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that elbow from the mailman.
TSU, baby.
Yeah.
If we did some research, maybe there's like Hitgate, like what happened with the Saints, and Jordan just paid him off. He's like, look,
possibly.
You give Isaiah Thomas a shot to the eye, we're good.
I know.
Brett Favre should have won the Super Bowl that year.
Isaiah Thomas, everyone picking on him.
Poor Vikings.
All right.
They had that too.
Next question. LeBron James is out of the playoffs for the first time ever in the first round. And now he's on to do Space Jam, which I don't know why.
Oh, I saw that preview.
And, it's the GOAT against, and the Looney Tunes against who knows what, evil force they're going up against.
I cringed when I saw that.
So my question to you, I know you're a Lakers fan. Where do you rank LeBron among the best ever? Because, I mean, I'm tired of the ESPN first takes. Oh, is it LeBron? Is it Jordan?
It's Jordan, dude.
And it is Jordan, okay? So if we determine that it is Jordan over LeBron, then where exactly
is LeBron?
But we talked about this last podcast.
Did we?
Yeah, the Mount Rushmore.
We did the Mount.
And we left them off.
We left top five.
Okay.
If you remember, we had Jordan and 4 Lakers.
Yeah, we had all the Lakers. Yeah, Jordan and the Lakers.
And 4 Lakers, not LeBron, named LeBron.
Right.
But LeBron is 100,000% in the top 10.
Top 10, right.
He has to be.
No, I agree, and I've always put him sort of like in the back half of the top 10, where maybe he's 7 or 8.
Exactly.
Because like the top 5. But people ESPN. They want to just jump him to he's the number 2 guy, and he's gonna take over Jordan. Eventually.
Separate the eras. If you separate the eras like you did with Brady and Montana, that's literally the only.
I was hoping to get a fair point of view from you because you are a lifetime basketball fan, but then LeBron's on your team, so I'm like, is he gonna be like, oh no, but you didn't even amongst your Lakers place him.
No. He's top 10, 100%.
Okay, all right, cool, but
not top 3.
Not top 3.
No, he's not my top. He's not my top 5.
Okay, all right.
But he could be 6. He could be 7.
Yeah, exactly. That 6 to 8 range.
That's fine.
So ESPN, sorry, but you're wrong.
Yeah,
this is the truth.
Right. That's sort of how I felt about Peyton Manning, where they're like, no, Peyton Manning's better than Tom Brady. This was before Tom Brady.
Top 5 though.
And so I have him sort of in that 6 or 8 range too.
But speaking of LeBron, did anybody see that for next season he's changing? His range?
To
what? He's going to number 6.
What?
Yeah, he's going back. He's going to his 6 what they had when he was a Team USA.
Yeah, and also with the Heat, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll change his...
But so the question is on that because he talked about doing that last year, so that because he's 23, but that was Anthony Davis's number also. So he talked about going to 6 so that Anthony Davis could switch from 3 back to his original number of 23.
Then everyone will have the right
But Anthony
number.
Davis said he's staying at 3.
Okay.
So if LeBron's going to 6 and Anthony Davis staying at 3, what number 23 are they looking at bringing in?
He's waiting for you to tell the answer.
Oh, Damian Lillard?
Yeah, but he's a 0. But
Damian
so
many people wear the 0, right?
Yeah.
And that's a tough one to pull off.
My son has it.
He has 0? Okay.
My son has Dame Lillard's jersey, the authentic one, because
with 0.
Because my brother lives near Portland, so.
Oh, your brother. Okay.
Yeah. My other brother, you haven't met.
Oh, I didn't know you had a third brother.
So he's got the
yeah.
That's my brother-in-law.
Oh, brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So that was the thing. They were talking about the Lakers. With the exit interviews, pretty much all of them want to run it back. Yeah. Every single one of them. Wants to run it back because they feel that this year was just mired in injuries and they didn't get to play their full potential. And if they're all running on, all cylinders, they're top 1-2 team.
Yeah, they really need that third person. I'm not sure exactly who that third person is.
Right, so they're talking about... So the big question is, do they run it back the same way it is? Or do you kind of blow it up? Obviously, you got Anthony Davis and LeBron under contract.
Yeah.
But not much else. So do they go after a Bradley Beal or a Dame Stoudemire?
Yeah, I mean... I could see that.
Personally, for me, Stoudemire would be... If there's some way somehow they can trade for Stoudemire, I'm doing that... all day,
absolutely,
all day, every day.
I'll take LeBron, AD, and Damian Lillard. 3 against 5. You know what I mean?
100%. Now, have you seen any of the opening odds for where he's going?
No, I haven't actually.
So the premature leader in the clubhouse is the Knicks.
Oh wow!
Now, if it's me, I don't go anywhere near the Knicks.
Yeah.
After what happened last game.
Just period. Yeah. Knicks in general. I mean, when's the last time up until this last year when they actually made the playoffs that the Knicks were ever relevant?
They're horribly
they were relevant in the Madagascar movie when the Alex Line said, the Knicks lost again on the subway, and then the kids are like her roaring. It was funny. That's literally it.
yeah.
I mean, you have to go back to the Ewing days.
Right. Yeah. Management is terrible. I mean,
no.
Okay.
No.
All right. Let's see where we're at.
You're on 4 or 5?
We're at 5. All right. All week I've been hearing Jordan Love. He looks great in practice.
Yes.
So let's say that Aaron Rodgers either sits out, is traded, or retires, which I really, it's hard for me to imagine any of those things.
He can retire and then get
and then come
hired by another team.
Right, exactly.
Brett Favre,
so let's go with that scenario. Okay. So what's the Packers' record if Jordan Love, and before you answer, they got one of the best offensive lines. You got Devontae Adams. You got some other number 2s. You got Aaron Jones. The defense is better, especially the secondary.
He's a rookie.
Okay.
They lost Corey Linsley.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so
he's still a rookie. It's himself.
What's the record with Aaron Rodgers? What's the record with Jordan Love? There's 17 games too. Remember, not 16.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I know you don't have the games in front of you, but you could...
Well, I'll tell you, Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, they could be... 13-4.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep. Playoffs.
Okay, now go with Jordan Love, and he plays the whole season.
Missed the
He could be
playoffs.
in the lottery.
Missed
pick.
the playoffs. Yeah. They're going to be in the top 5 picks of the
100%.
draft.
Okay, so
Sorry,
I mean,
buddy.
how many wins are you talking about though?
5 or 6.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
Still a rookie. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay.
No, a rookie that's had no experience either.
Yeah.
And guys, don't forget the Chargers sniped Corey Linsley from them, the best center in
I
all
know
football.
that was
Yeah.
a
And,
great
and
move.
who's the best friend of a young or rookie
Yeah,
quarterback?
it's
The
definitely
center.
Definitely a center.
So
I don't know.
I personally, I think that this whole talk of this week with Jordan Love is just to somehow, anyway, their desperation mode to just get off the Aaron Rodgers topic.
Yeah. So if Aaron Rodgers does retire and then gets rehired, like he just tries to get out of it, imagine him going to the Broncos. That'd be hilarious.
No, speaking of the Broncos, you can see the news that
Deshaun Watson.
Watson is
Yeah.
like pining to go
Yeah.
Really?
Denver.
Oh no! Don't make the AFC West harder than it already is.
Hey, I
Can
said
you
The
imagine?
AFC West is going to turn into the NFC
Can you
West.
to.
imagine?
No,
Yeah.
I say bring it on.
Mahomes,
This is
Herbert, Watson,
just say-
what?
yeah,
Dude, I say,
exactly.
oh, that's awesome. Bring it on.
And make poor Aaron Rodgers go to the Raiders. That'd be funny. Can you imagine 4 QBs like that in the AFC West?
Wow.
Screw that. I'd be done. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go bet another. I mean,
Yeah.
theoretically
Oh,
bet
man,
on another.
listen, hey, iron sharpens iron.
That's
Heck
true.
no.
That's true.
They'd be a
that's
scary
good
division
point.
then. Hell no. I'm out. Bye.
All right, I'm gonna finish up on because I know there's 4 series in the NBA. Man,
Oh, yeah?
the Suns are up 2-0 on the Nuggets. Did it finally catch up with the Nuggets? Because they have
Denver Nuggets.
the Denver
Okay.
Nuggets, right? You got Jokic, and then you had Michael Porter Jr., and then the Murray guy, right?
Can they actually go the distance though?
Yeah, with Murray. And so I was thinking eventually at some point that having that third superstar is going to catch up with them. It's putting too much pressure on Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. And I think as long as Chris Paul stays healthy, I mean, maybe not a sweep, but like I don't see him losing the series. I mean,
Do you?
what do you see
No.
with the Suns? Yeah.
No, I like the Suns.
Okay.
I like the Suns because the Suns are playing with. They have nothing to lose.
House money, for sure.
They're playing with house money. They could play with, reckless abandonment. Nobody picked them before, but remember in the bubble they were undefeated in the
They
bubble
were.
last year.
You saw a little glimpse of.
Yes,
of
they've
Yeah.
all bought into the coach's system.
Oh.
And do you think that's a big reason too that they're doing so well? Because I always hear Devin Booker, who's an amazing player, talk about what's his name,
Monty Williams.
Monty Williams.
Yep.
Really?
That he's that difference. Okay.
No,
I mean,
no, they
that
because
nucleus right there.
they're hungry.
Yeah.
They're hungry and they have nothing to lose, and nobody, they don't have expectations, so they can just go out there and
And how many
overachieve.
long distance shooters would you say the Suns have? Like at least
as a Laker fan, too many.
too many.
Oh.
Yeah. I know you saw it firsthand,
Too
right?
many.
Thanks, Milton.
Okay.
Good jinx
They
there,
all
buddy.
can hit it, but here's the thing:
Uh huh.
Chris Paul doesn't have to carry that team,
No.
but he's got that veteran mentality that he's like the glue.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the facilitator. He's the
100%.
that holds it together.
And then if somebody like leaves him alone, like he's still deadly.
Yeah, I mean, he was hitting from the elbow. He was hitting threes. It was like old Chris Paul, and then
Old Chris Paul.
No, I mean meaning new
Vintage. Yeah.
vintage
There
Chris
we go.
Paul.
There we go.
Yeah,
How
I
dare you
mean,
say old?
yeah, no, I mean I've watched him since his days when he was playing at Wake Forest. Was it back in the ACC?
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's way back.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
so bitter. He should have been a Laker at some point.
Oh,
League steps
wasn't he
in and-
supposed to be a Laker?
Yes,
And
the
then-
trade was done.
And then
What trade?
What happened was that the NBA stepped in and said, "No, that's illegal."
Oh,
right,
Legal.
because at the time,
Uh-huh.
New Orleans didn't have an owner,
Okay.
Oh.
so the league was managing that team.
Oh, okay.
So they said that
that's right, that's
this
where it was.
unfair advantage.
Yeah.
That we're giving trading Chris Paul to go with Kobe, which
Right.
which
Oh
which-
my
which
God.
now now you look at it and you see how LeBron's put together so many. He's the originator of the super
He
teams.
is.
That was nothing.
God.
Right.
Dude.
right,
So
I know.
the fact that it was a done deal, and then the league came in and vetoed it.
Like, nah.
that guy
sorry.
set you back a couple years, right?
100%.
Yeah. I know.
But at the end of the day, Kobe got his.
Yes.
He was able to win without Shaq,
Yep.
without the Chris Paul trade that should have happened.
Are the Bucks just pushing off the inevitability of them losing the series. They were down 2-0 against the Nets. I think they were down on game 2 as much as 49 points.
Oh my
They won a
God.
close one, but to beat the Nets, 68 of their 83 points. So you had 35 from Giannis and 33 from Middleton. Middleton
Yeah.
finally stepped up. So they needed like their best ever from both of them just to escape. So I mean, do
And
you
that was
see-
the best. That was their peak game.
Okay,
They're
so
done.
And they
yeah.
barely won.
and they barely. So you think that that's it? I mean,
Yeah.
come game 4,
They're gonna
Because-
gas out.
Because
yeah.
the Nets
yeah.
are doing it without Harden too.
Yeah.
As much as I don't mind not having
Right.
to
right. And sometimes I wonder, is it an advantage to have Harden in there because it's an extra shooter, or would you rather give those good shots to Kyrie and to?
You can't see it, viewers, but he's waving his hand.
Right. Okay. All right. So yeah, Nets win, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The
All
Nets
right.
win.
And then the last one, which is sort of a confusing one, is the Hawks against the Sixers. What do you make of that series? Because
That's weird.
in the first 5 minutes, the defense that they played. So every time Trae Young was coming off, they would throw defenders at him. I mean, it must have been 3 or 4 defenders. Like every time he made a move towards the basket. I mean,
It's a strategy. It's
Yeah.
a tactic. Did it work though?
it did. The Sixers ended up winning that game.
Well, then
so.
it's not stupid.
Right. Well,
it
all
worked.
for that, it's just going to come down to Embiid.
So who do you see winning that series? Between
The Sixers are going to win this.
Sixers win series.
Okay.
Okay.
Mark that down, ladies and gentlemen,
All
if
right,
you're a betting
Sixers
person.
winning. Exactly. All
But
right.
you're not, because it's
Now,
theoretical.
now that we are done with that, we're going to 5 random questions.
All right. Will Milton stump Chris? Tune in next week on Dragon Balls. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't say that. Copyrighted.
All right. Chris,
Yes.
start with you.
Of course.
What's your favorite number and why?
7.
Okay.
It's because it's a sacred number, the Bible, and also 7 continents, 7 oceans, etc., etc. That
Okay.
whole thing.
Can't go wrong with the number
And
7.
777 is the if you go do slots.
Yeah,
you've
that's
got the
true.
jackpot, all the money.
Yeah, no, 7 is definitely.
And it's not 6 either. 7's the perfect number. 6 is evil.
Six
Yeah.
is demonic. Okay?
Yeah, that's why 7's
yeah. There's no
There you
room.
go.
If you say 6, then like,
Seventh heaven.
I
That's
don't
what
want
they call
to.
it. Yeah.
I don't want to be friends with you.
And
All
for
right.
you?
Yeah, never going to be a 6.
Yeah.
Ever. No, 5. 5 is my ultimate number. Hands down. 5 is my number when I was a kid.
There you go.
All my children are 5s. We're a family of 5.
Oh, okay.
It's just like 5,
Five,
5, 5s,
five.
and more 5s.
All right.
Red 5. Come on. How can you go any different than Red 5?
standing by. Red October standing by. Family
Man,
Guy
this one-
version.
This was a tough one for me because
Uh-oh.
I have so many different numbers. I mean,
49, right?
49 with the 49ers, exactly. 29 for my birthday that I always play on roulette.
Of course.
I'm going to go with 3-2, which is the Leitner number.
Okay.
I wore it in high school, and now my daughter, who played softball, she got to wear it. Oh, geez, I can't even
Nice
speak
English.
I know, nice English, right? Married to an English teacher, and I
Yeah.
can't even speak right.
Magic Johnson.
Yep.
So yeah, Magic Johnson.
Mhm.
I mean 3-2. So yeah. All right. Let's see the next one. Okay. What's in this one? You should know pretty well.
Uh-oh.
Actually, that's why I want to go to you first on this one.
Oh, no.
What's the ideal age to die?
The ideal age to die?
Yeah,
Do you want the
to
average?
choose. No, not average. You get to choose when
Oh.
you die.
85.
85. Okay, that's a
Mhm.
nice, good number.
Yep.
Yeah, because anything past that, then
You
you're
really
losing your
can't do anything.
faculties.
Yeah, and you're,
Yeah,
wetting
you're-
yourself. Yeah.
You start
Hey,
to lose.
unless you're Benjamin Button.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. 85, because, 70-something is the average usually, and that's too early.
Yeah,
But I also don't want to linger around too much and
for
be a
sure.
burden on my family, so 85 is pretty good.
Okay.
And I like number 85 because Antonio Gates.
That's right.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, but what if you're a spry guy?
Dang, that's true. Then 100. If I'm still good, 100. I was like going to say triple digits, baby, and then I'll just fall over dead.
I'll come to you in a dream at 85. You ready to die, Chris?
Yeah. You would.
No, I want to live a couple
Yeah,
more
one of
years.
a couple more years. I'm sorry, Milton.
Yeah, sorry. Dementia's setting in, and you don't know who you are.
Still
I'm just
can't stump
kidding.
me, though.
All right. No, good answer. How about you?
But okay, if you look at it today,
Yeah.
I think about this a lot.
All right.
Especially as I'm getting older.
Oh, boy.
So I'm gonna be 48 this year.
Okay.
And I think about like my grandparents when I remember when my grandparents were like in the late 50s, 60s, they seemed like they were 100.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Woo, it's genetics.
No, but it's totally different. So now you look at people that are in their 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom still looks like she's in her 50s and she's in her 70s.
Yeah, I sort of.
So people are aging totally different because modern technology, health,
food,
supplements. People are more active. Not that sedentary lifestyle. I mean, I think if you take care of your body and do all you can live to 120 if you're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
The question is, what age do you choose?
Yeah. I think I'm like Chris. I wouldn't. I want to hit triple digits just to say.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So I'm saying, triple digits and fall over dead. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're saying triple digits if I have all my faculties, right? If you want triple digits, and I'm like, hey, Matt, how's it going? And you're like, who are you?
Who are you?
We're doing our 1000th episode. Come on, dude.
Exactly. If I'm babbling all day long, sitting in a puddle of piss, then
me too. Yeah, done.
All right.
You got to have some quality.
Okay, so you're shooting for triple digits, which I can totally see you getting there, but you have most of your faculties.
Yes,
100%.
Have to be.
All right.
Have to.
Cool. And you remember most of your stories, because what would you be without your stories?
Exactly.
Well, we better start writing those memoirs.
Right now.
Because even at this age, we get like CRS. You notice that you have CRS?
What's that?
Can't remember shit.
Oh my god! all the time.
No, what's your ideal age? Come on, Milton.
Oh, my
you have to
ideal
answer
age?
Too.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
Death? Come on.
Oh man.
Come on. It's okay to be scared.
No, it's okay. You know what?
We're all afraid of death. I don't care what anyone says.
My grandma lived a good life.
Yeah.
And the person probably that I loved the most was my grandma. So I'm gonna go out 83 like her.
There we go.
Yeah,
we're close.
80s. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And once you start getting past that,
boy, go downhill.
Yeah, but I might have a different answer.
Yeah.
Now, but all right, cool. Next question is a movie question. Okay.
Oh,
no, it's okay. I mean, you have a lot to choose from. You can even go Jurassic Park if you want. All right.
My go-to is my favorite movie, baby.
If you panic and you just go there. Okay. All right. What's one of your favorite movie scenes that just like speaks to you, that like when you watched it you're just like
Jurassic Park at the very end when the Velociraptors are fighting the T-Rex.
Okay.
And Rexy bites the Velociraptor, throws it into the skeleton of the T-Rex. It falls over and she roars at the end with the banner coming down. The dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Okay.
Chills.
This is the original Jurassic
Park, right?
Not
the crap new ones.
Yeah,
no,
I know. The new ones aren't very good. Yeah, even though they got Chris Pratt in them.
And then the good line is, after careful consideration, I've decided not to endorse your park. And then Hammond says, me either.
All right, cool.
And they drive
Way
off.
to make Jurassic Park work for you.
Oh, man.
How about you, Gucci? I know you got like 10.
He has a million
He does.
movies,
He's like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Which one do I choose?
I can go all over the place.
Okay.
I'm just going to go back to, last week we did... I had the gangster movies, and I went Pulp Fiction as my number one. So I'll go to Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
I love the scene when Vincent and Jules go hit up all those guys, and they're in that apartment. And he's talking to him about the big Kahuna burger. And and getting a drink off his tasty beverage, right?
That's good acting.
It's just phenomenal.
Exactly.
But,
there you go.
But that whole sequence, I mean. Absolutely nobody says MF better than...
Oh, yeah.
Nobody.
This is the
than
way
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson knocks out the park every time. But that whole sequence, when he's got that guy, like, is about ready to, like, jump out of his skin, he kept out. When they had the whole sequence about, say what again?
Yeah.
They speak English where you...
Yeah, exactly.
That cracks me up every single time.
No, absolutely. And you know what? It's funny because I was asking Emily this question last night because she was like, oh, what's your 5 random questions? And she went Quentin Tarantino too. And she was like, when I saw Kill Bill for the first time and it's Uma Thurman in her suit and her badass sword,
Katana.
Messing with, was it the 99s or whatever they call them? Yeah. And Quentin Tarantino, you could just focus on him on a podcast on all his amazing movies. You know, Inglourious Bastards. You know, there was 2 scenes.
Yeah.
But
what's your scene?
Okay, my scene.
Yeah.
And you'll appreciate this. Is one of my. If I had to create like top 10 movies, like not genres, but just this is my top 10. I'm gonna throw in Heat there, and you know which one I'm gonna go with. They just get the money. They just pulled it off, and they're out in the streets of Los Angeles, and they've been boxed in by Al Pacino and the cop and the forces, and they each have their, I believe it's AR-15s, right? And Val Kilmer's just, I think he's the one that starts it off, and he's just automatic one way, and then he flips it over the other way and shooting, and just an amazing, like, just one of the best action scenes with Robert De Niro in it and Tom Sizemore and Val Kilmer, and on the other side you have Al Pacino and a bunch of other cops. So yeah, Heat, by far one of my favorite movie scenes, right? As far as the bank, after the bank heist.
Now I need to watch it.
Oh my God, Heat
is phenomenal.
We got to do movie watching night on one of these.
It's like 3 hours, but
3 hours.
But
it has one of the most epic fight, like street.
I love
battles.
fighting scenes.
Yeah,
okay.
Between the cops and them pulling off the heist, it is phenomenal.
And to watch it in the movie theater, because I think I saw that movie a couple different times in the movie theater, because unless you have like a huge 85-inch TV in your house from Costco.
From Costco to Costco.
And I got a bonus one for you.
Yeah.
How about? I know you and I talked about Big Trouble in Little China a lot. One of the best characters of all time, Jack Burton.
Yeah.
Some of his monologues driving around that truck are hilarious.
It was such a favorite movie of mine growing up.
Oh,
like that
yeah.
one.
You know, when he's just sitting there, you know, he's driving the truck. He's got that hoodie pullover from like Tijuana. His Indian moccasin boots. Talking about, you know.
It should never be remade, right?
Never should be remade.
Okay.
Don't worry, it'll get remade.
Listen, hold on.
Horrible.
Listen, because this is The Rock's favorite movie.
Oh, it
all
is.
time.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And he's scheduled to make it.
Mm-hmm.
He's dying to remake it. He wants to reprise the role of Jack Burton.
Oh, okay.
And it cannot be redone.
Right. I know.
telling you,
and we love The
please
Rock
don't.
too.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Don't
Rock,
do
we
it,
love
man.
you, but please just
Yeah.
leave it be
Don't.
the way it is.
It's
because
perfect.
you know, Jack Burton has those iconic lines. You know, I never drive fast I can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes, baby. Come on.
He's trying to remake that? He's trying to redo
we
it.
could go like favorite Kurt Russell movies. I mean, just growing up, you know, I mean, because he was a child actor, right?
Really?
From the Disney days.
I believe so.
Yeah, and so I mean,
That's for another whole podcast.
That is
though.
for a whole other podcast.
We could do a whole movie podcast if you want.
We could.
Call him over.
Will.
Yeah.
Do you know who The Rock's favorite player is in football?
Oh, I did not know. Who?
Do you know that?
No idea.
It's the People's Champ, George Kittle.
No way.
Yeah.
Of course he likes 49ers because you're a 49er fan. I knew it.
No, but I mean, he likes it because, I mean, George Kittle is just, you know, I mean, he can block, he can catch, he's got that swag, that energy.
I like Kittle.
And I mean, could you see Kittle being a WWF, like, after this, right? Like, sort of how Gronk does? I call it WWF. I'm never going to call it
WWE,
okay?
man.
By that time, like, I had no interest in.
Like, we remember the glory days.
Right, the glory days.
The glory days with 100%. The Undertaker when he was like 20 wins in a row. Yeah.
No,
they didn't make them like the characters that they had back when we were growing up in the late 70s, early 80s.
But Kittle could be like the Bella twins' husband, like very similar to him.
Okay.
No, I like Kittle. It's just funny that the only facial expression I remember of Kittle was shock during the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
From the 2-3 jet chip wasp.
You like your little man pony? Little
totally.
man bun?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bill, I got a question for you on that.
Okay.
We talk about the People's Champ.
Yes.
if you could, if you had a clean slate.
Yes.
And there was no contracts or whatever.
Okay.
So they said, hey, you can either have George Kittle, or you can have Travis Kelce. Who you taking?
Oh,
you know what? I'm gonna go George Kittle's because Travis Kelce has better hands.
Yeah, he does.
But because it's so crucial to the 49ers run game, I mean, when he stays in the run, they get 5.6 yards. When he goes out to pass, they go 4.4. So he is so crucial to that 49er system. So that's why, and you know, he's capable of making the nice catches and just like his energy. You know, I mean, he's their leader. You know, someone's got to be the leader, and it ain't Garoppolo. You know, which it's usually the quarterback. So hopefully someday it'll be Trey Lance. But, you know, you can't be pretty and be an awesome quarterback at the same time. Like my wife always says, you get one or the other, okay?
That's not true. That's not true.
For
a lot of starting quarterbacks have perfect facial symmetry, 99.9%. You can look it up.
I don't know. I mean, you're talking
Matt
Elway
Ryan,
with his...
Aaron Rodgers.
with his horse teeth.
So as a supplement...
Or Peyton Manning with his big forehead.
Yeah.
You know,
No, Matt Ryan, dude. Look at Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan's
He's
pretty
perfect.
ugly, too.
But,
No, he's not.
but as a
100%.
supplement to that...
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Kittle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't part of you want to see the 49ers take Kyle Pitts just to see those two?
Oh, yeah.
No,
absolutely.
dude.
I mean,
Stop.
no, absolutely. Because when they...
That's disgusting.
Do not draft Mac Jones. I'm
They're
like,
about
if
to
you're
draft
going to go
Mac
Mac Jones route, go Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
And then so you have Kyle Pitts, you have Kittles, and then you know what? Look at the way the quarterbacks are going. If the quarterbacks are pissed off, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, they will jump to another team, okay?
Exactly.
So you have everything in place. You got the defense, you got the run game, you have the two best tight ends on the same field, and then that quarterback comes. Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers, maybe it's Deshaun Watson, maybe it's, you know, somebody. So I would have totally gone Kyle Pitts. Wait, because we weren't going to win this year. Everyone
I just
knows
want to see it
Bucks.
happen just because I want to see how explosive it is.
Yeah.
I've been crazy.
So,
and he's a Gator, so I mean, of course I want him on the Niners.
So speaking of Kyle Pitts, and we'll circle back to what you said originally with Julio Jones.
Yeah.
What with Julio Jones now gone, if you're Kyle Pitts, you're like, wait a minute, man.
Oh yeah. They're going to be better without Julio Jones, and that was the point I was going to make earlier because I think in a way, if I had to choose, I'm going to feed it to Kyle Pitts. I'm going to feed it to Calvin Ridley. They're going to give him the number one targets for now, and then you have that. So
Pitts.
Yeah, so you think Pitts is going to line up? He's going to be more wide out, or he's going to be like that in that wide out tight end?
Like Gronkowski in the Patriots?
Right. Yeah, he'll very much be a Gronkowski.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't know how well his blocking skills are, but I mean his. Yeah.
Okay, if we're in the same fantasy league, I get dibs on Kyle Pitts.
Okay,
of course you do.
All right.
So I just want to know, like, what round do I need to like take him?
First round.
First
round.
Oh God, you know what? I'm saying probably
first round, bro. No way. First round. Everyone's going to take him.
I'd
rather take him than the quarterback.
I mean, I could see him like on the first round going to the second round, like that 12-13 where you pick like the two best available or something like that. I mean, the furthest I could see him going is second round. You know, I don't think he makes it past the third round.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way. Just take him immediately.
I know. And you know what? The one year I had a really good season, I had Travis Kelce because I'm like, I'm tired of having garbage tight ends. And so there's only like 3 tight ends worth grabbing, you know, like Travis Kelce, Kyle Pitts, maybe George Kittle, whatever, you know, there's only a handful. So if you miss out on it and you're like, oh, in the 8th round, I'm going to get a couple tight ends. No. That garbage, it's going to be a garbage spot.
But if you at the time, if you got like a Kittle or a Kelce, that's just like getting a top wide receiver.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you could fill in on the other wide receivers because,
Yeah. So note to self. If we are in the same league, like
let's just hope we're nowhere near each other.
We cannot. We can't draft next to each other because
we'll steal each other.
We'll be sniping each other, going back and forth.
Absolutely. There's no hiding. Like, oh, he's not going to see this.
Yeah, he won't see it.
No. He knows what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly.
Milton got my guy.
All right, going back to random questions. We're on number 4. All right. This one is sort of like the deja vu one. I don't know how you guys are going to go, what direction you're going to go in.
All right.
But have you ever seen yourself, your doppelganger, out there?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately. I really wanted to see it. It would been really interesting.
Okay.
I'd be like, who are you?
It's sort of funny because, you know, there's, 1.5 billion of you guys out there as far as Asians, right? All of them, and
I would have thought at least one person was similar to me.
Yeah, exactly. And when I saw you, I was like, is he Japanese or Korean? So Korean, yeah. So I could see that. I'll let you know if I.
If you ever see my doppelganger, tell him I love him.
Is it your brother? Because you and your brother do look a lot alike.
Are you twin-ish?
But not so much that
he's a little bit shorter and a little bit stockier than me. I'm a little bit taller and leaner.
Right.
Which is funny because I'm like the reincarnation of my uncle.
Okay.
My brother's reincarnation of my dad. And
okay, I can
my
see that.
uncle was the oldest, and then my dad was second.
Oh, interesting.
So we had the same dynamic.
That's funny. I
I see my doppelganger all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I watch Into the Blue and I watch Paul Walker.
What? Stop.
Is Paul Walker the one that died in that fiery crash?
Yes, and he died.
Yes, stop.
No, okay, because I get that. I would
Rip
get that
Paul
comparison
Walker.
a lot.
Yeah.
You do.
And then he died on my birthday.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I'm
Which
done.
is even more
Yeah.
like
That's creepy, dude.
totally
Yeah.
creepy. And he's the same age as me,
Oh, wow.
which kind of cool. I mean, or crazy all at the same time.
Doppelganger.
Yeah, although, I wish, they would have let me know, because I would have definitely done that stunt double in Into the Blue with Jessica Alba all day long.
Stop.
Really? And your wife's completely okay with that?
Yeah,
Listen,
totally.
look, she's got Aquaman, she's
Okay,
got
okay.
Thor.
Oh,
Really?
it's
Does-
the-
what do you mean?
I think I know where he's going.
What do you mean she's got-
He's going, and this is the thing that,
I'm
like...
waiting for it.
Yeah, okay, so
Fill me
a
in.
couple says... Okay, these are the 5 guys that if somehow I should meet one day, I'm okay to be with. And then you say, like, okay, well, these are the 5 girls that if somehow I were to meet them, and then each one says, okay, but just those 5. Outside of that, it's cheating. Right? Something like that?
Kate Beckinsale.
So yes, it is. It is what you just said.
Listen. I already know if Jason Momoa happened to walk in my door,
Yeah, it's over.
I might
Yeah.
as well just sit back and
Yeah,
watch.
exactly. You're like, you know what? I'm going to do the podcast with my friends. You guys have a good time.
Goodbye.
Exactly. All right. As far as for myself, I want to say 2.
Two
Okay, yes,
doppelgangers?
2 doppelgangers.
Man, you're greedy.
Yeah. So this goes back. I'm not sure how much you guys know in the Power Rangers. My Power Rangers wasn't
I do
really...
know Power Rangers,
Okay,
yes.
Power Rangers wasn't really my thing because
Okay.
I was already too old, so I
Right,
didn't get
Same.
into it. Yeah, same.
Which generation though?
Okay, I want to say it's one of the first ones. Okay, so there was the
There's
white...
Mighty Morphin.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's the white Power Ranger, right?
Yes.
And
Mighty
I forget
Morphin.
what his name was, but...
He looked like you? Really?
Yes, and at the same time, this was mid-90s, so I
Yeah, it's
had
Mighty
let
Morphin.
my hair grow, so it was all pulled back in a tail, which he happened to do too. And I saw him on a TV guide, and
You freaked out, right?
and
You're
I was,
like,
and you know what? And then there was a girl that was a friend of mine, and she was sort of like in the Hollywood scene, and she's like, I saw that guy at a party, and you're right, he looks just like you. Okay, but I never
That's
saw
crazy.
him in person.
okay.
And then another time, go ahead.
For
Yeah.
those millennials, a TV
Hey.
guide.
Hey, I know what a TV guide is. I had them.
It was a
Okay,
little book
sir.
that you could get at the grocery store, and it would
Yeah.
actually tell you what was on TV for the week.
Right, now we just
Hey,
have
I
the
know
guide.
about that.
Yeah.
I'm a millennial. I know
it,
about
it was
that.
like
Excuse
before,
you.
like on your your TV controller, you hit guide and just just comes up
it pops
digitally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
know
then
what a TV
the
guide
other
is. Come on,
time,
man.
it was my last year at Cal Lutheran, and a former roommate of mine
Yeah.
said, "Oh, dude, there's this guy that goes to this bar. It was like the local bar that like all the college kids would go to.
Yeah.
And he looks exactly like you." And then one time we're both at the bar, and he's like, "Hey, remember I was telling you that one dude?" I look at him and I'm like, damn, that guy looks like me. I mean, he was like a little bit slender,
Yeah.
maybe like a prettier version of me, but like,
I'm amazed you said that, Leo.
yeah, no, I mean, it's hard for you to look at somebody
Yeah.
and someone might say, "Oh, that looks like you," and you're like, "Yeah, sort of." But when you're saying, "Wow, he does look like me," so
Yeah.
I've seen a couple
Okay.
doppelgangers out there.
That's kind of creepy. Not gonna lie.
My cousin used to say it to me all the
Uh-huh.
time about Matthew McConaughey too, in like Lincoln Lawyer.
All right.
But
Alright.
how about the wife? You know who my wife gets all the time?
Oh, what?
Melissa Gorga from The Housewives of New Jersey.
She looks like that, really?
Yes, absolutely.
You would agree- you
For
think so?
She gets
sure.
that all the time.
Yes, I could totally see that.
Just say that you are. Just screw with people. Just come on, have fun. Just like, I'm Melissa Gorga.
That's a good
yeah.
one. That's about.
You should tell her to do that. So April
Now,
Fool's show.
now I do have a funny story about that actually.
Oh, yeah?
So it was a few years back around Christmas time, and you know how everybody drives around all crazy.
Yeah, of course they do.
And at the time, the wife had taken my Dodge Charger, and on the back of the Charger, my personalized plate says filmmaker. And
Oh,
so
nice. I love it.
So she's flying down Mission Gorge, and she gets at this girl that's texting like crazy.
Of course.
Like ends up like sideswiping her, right?
Yeah.
And then hits somebody else. So they're all stopped on the side of the road, and the police show up, the firefighters show up, and my wife is essentially a fitness model.
Right.
So she just coming back from the gym. She's in like all her, Lululemons, like just out of the gym, whatever.
Yeah, the fitness stuff, yeah.
Got the long, flowy, curly hair, like the long, lock curly hair. She's out of the car, and all the firefighters and the police officers are looking at her, look at the license plate, look at her, look at the license plate, where it says filmmaker, look at her, and I'm like, babe, please, God, tell me you said yes. What you're thinking is true. I am an adult star.
Did she though?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just go with it, man. Just go with it. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I'm an adult filmmaking star. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, how'd you figure it out? Yeah, we were filming the Christmas special. God. Hey, quarterback, can you pass me some chips over there?
Yeah? Oh yeah.
On
sure.
the 90-yard
Didn't
Hail
I
Mary?
give you have your chips right there?
Yeah, I already ate them all.
All right, here. You know what? You get some popcorn. There you go.
Oh wow! I got upgraded to popcorn.
Hey, he wants you to be healthy.
Yeah.
All right. To our last question.
Oh no, he's gonna stump me, viewers.
I'm not. This one's actually a pretty easy one.
Watch him stump me on the easy one. That'll be fine.
All right. Remember, I think last week it was for one day you get to be any historical figure.
Oh boy.
Okay, so for one day you get to be any animal on the planet. Okay, which one are you? And if you can't think of it, I'll jump to him. If you can't,
I'm gonna be a Komodo dragon.
Komodo dragon.
I want to be the biggest lizard on the face of this earth right now. And I'm going to...
Is that the one that's poisonous?
Yes,
no?
it has bacteria in its mouth. I'm going to chase down a water buffalo.
Okay.
A water buffalo.
Okay.
It's a ton. I'm going to bite it once. He's going to say, oh, it's okay, and limp off. And then he's going to die from the bacteria. And I'm going to go find his body and eat him.
Okay.
Easy day. Easy win. And I'm a giant lizard.
I would.
You're not going to mess with me.
I would have never guessed you went that one.
Yeah, 7 to 8 feet long.
Okay.
200 pounds-ish. Yeah. You want to fight one of those?
No.
Go to the zoo. Go to the zoo. They just opened.
Did they?
Shout out to San Diego Zoo.
Uh-huh.
They opened a new Komodo dragon exhibit.
Wow.
And so
if someone gets in there,
it gets bitten. You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Oh wow.
Unless someone gets antibiotics on you.
Oh okay.
You're done.
All right.
You're gonna die of an infection.
All right. I will not mess with you as a Komodo dragon.
Yeah, I'll scratch you with the giant, the giant claws. I'll go Godzilla on you.
Godzilla.
All right.
How about you? Is there one that automatically comes, or you're sort of
No,
like...
I got one automatically.
Oh, he did.
Automatic. I mean, like if you went, so if we went to like Chinese zodiac type thing, I'm a water ox.
Okay.
Which a lot of it's funny how that works out, because in real life, I do like take on the burden of everything and carry a lot of people. I'm just like I'm like relentlessly like I just like. Well, I'm focused, man. I'm focused. I'll carry the whole load for everybody. But if I was gonna pick one animal that I could be, like I know some people say a lion because you'd be the
that's
king
the more
of the jungle.
popular. Right. Yeah,
But,
exactly.
I would
But they're
go
sort of
tiger,
lazy.
man, because a tiger's like
yeah.
they're like more, to me a tiger's like more like majestic.
Yeah.
And,
are you going like white tiger?
Yes, you gotta go white. You gotta go
Siberian.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a difference between Siberian and Bengal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is pretty badass.
You gotta go because just like they're graceful how they move.
Yeah.
Like a lion's just like all just like full on power,
strength.
right?
Yeah.
But like a tiger is like a big cat.
They got finesse.
So they got finesse, and they're I don't know, they're just
choice.
Sleek.
Okay.
I'm going tiger.
No, that's a good one. A nice.
Imagine getting ripped apart by a tiger and a Komodo dragon from both sides. We're just gonna do tug of war on his body.
All right. If you guys are coming at me,
we are.
All right.
Yeah. What are you gonna be? Come on.
I'm going to be, and this is for different reasons. I'm going to be a cheetah. Okay. Oh. Because they are badass looking. Okay. So right away,
and
you got a cool look.
Yeah.
And I could run away from anything.
You could run away from us.
But I could chase down anything for a meal.
Yeah.
So just sort of the best of both worlds, Like no one can get me. I could get after anybody
until you run out of stamina, and then we're gonna bite you.
Yeah.
Milton, we're already part of the Thundercats. We got part of the Thundercats.
I guess I'm the villain. I'm the lizard, the cold-blooded asshole who comes after you.
All right. That is a good one. Yeah, and you know what? For an answer, I wouldn't want to be any type of animal that lives in the ocean because no matter how badass you are, there's someone else. Yeah. If you're a shark, well, there's a killer whale. If you're, this, then there's another one. So yeah.
Unless you're a blue whale. 100 feet long. No one's gonna mess with you.
Right.
That's literally it, though. It's kind of boring.
But
though.
That's just you're just like coasting
yeah.
through. Exactly.
Well, I mean,
have the animals feed on you.
Shamu is the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because killer whale. Yeah.
Right. For sure.
But that's about it.
But that's about it. Yeah.
It's scary.
All right. Okay, so we are done with 5 random questions. That's always a fun one. All right. So the next thing that we are going to is we're going to go to NFL, and I'm going to mention the division, and you tell me if there's someone from that division that you want to create the bandwagon, or it sort of started a little bit and you want to take over the reins. Okay, so we'll start off with something simple. We'll go AFC West. And,
oh boy.
Yeah.
Chargers bandwagon.
Right?
Okay. Because you got second year Herbert, future's bright. You got that hot coach from the Rams, right?
Yeah, Brandon Staley.
Yeah, future's bright. You have no more baggage of the Rivers or any of that other stuff that you don't like Rivers, but I like Rivers.
Right.
He's a Hall of Fame, sure.
Yeah, no,
you don't have that.
I didn't like his immobility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your defense is hot.
You don't like the bolo tie?
The defense is young
Yeah.
and hot. And come on, you're what was it? Would you say $5-6 billion stadium? You're in the best stadium.
That's
in the
a good
come
point.
on,
Best stadium.
So you have nothing to lose. You only have your future wide open. You want to jump? You know what? I want to jump on the bandwagon. I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm going to jump on the Chargers bandwagon too.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that?
Definitely.
Oh,
the
you know,
Chargers.
he's got the things I'm most excited about is I just want to see Coach Staley's system put into place. I want to see how the offense works under his system. I want to see how the defense goes. I want to see a healthy Derwin James for an entire season would be phenomenal.
That'd be crazy.
I mean, the arrow's pointing up for them. If all the pieces fall into place, for lack of a better word, they're exciting. They're going to be electric.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be fun.
They're a bandwagon.
Yeah.
I wonder how far the bandwagon can go just because they have Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, been to 3 straight AFC championship games, 2 Super Bowls, 1 so...
they can still beat them.
No, for sure. It just sucks that,
them.
out of all the divisions, the Chargers are in the one with the top dog, future goat, whatever.
Yeah,
all that
happens.
Yeah, see, I just want to see, remember in that KC game against the Rams, and it was just back and forth.
That was the game of the year that year.
Yeah, that game was insane.
Yeah.
That's what I expect to see, how the Chargers, if that offense is clicking like it, it could just be like this epic battle.
It'll be entertaining for sure.
I think for his rookie season to have gone up against Drew Brees and Tom Brady and
Patrick Mahomes. Did he go against Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. So, he went up against either
all these
future Hall of Famers. Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Had he had a halfway decent coach, they probably win some of those.
We don't mention his name here. He must not be named.
Exactly. So, I think Staley's going to provide...
Yeah, Voldemort.
I think Staley's going to provide that guidance.
He has to, dude. This is his only chance.
So, I don't know. I'm big on the Chargers sort of bandwagon too.
Yep.
Originally, prior to the Chiefs rebuilding their offensive line completely, I was like, I know this is crazy, but the Chargers are going to win the AFC West. And then the
Chiefs are like, no, you.
And then the Chiefs, are like, wait, did you hear that podcast?
Did you hear Sports Truth?
It's Sports Truth. ASAP. Exactly. Okay, we're going to trade for this guy. We're going to draft for this guy. This guy's COVID opt. COVID
opt back in.
Back in. Exactly. So, okay. Next division, AFC East. And just be careful what you say.
Bandwagon?
Yes.
Dolphins.
Okay.
Dolphins bandwagon, because Bills is just the obvious
It
choice.
is. You know what?
Dolphins
the Bills Mafia has got that thing, and if you try to do a band, they'll be like, F you.
Get off.
The
Dolphins,
get in the back.
Yeah.
Bills Mafia's got that bandwagon.
Yeah, the Finns are the bandwagon team now.
Okay, why?
Because it got young to
Okay.
Do they have the new coach again? Did they get another
coach
or
it's
something?
Brian Flores.
Yeah, Brian Flores. He's doing his
the
thing.
ship. Yeah.
And honestly, they almost beat the Bills, I think.
They played them close, but somehow the Bills seem to
So if they can do what the Chargers are going to probably do this year to the Chiefs and maybe get a stinker, get 1 win off of that, bandwagon fans are just going to jump onto the Finns.
Okay.
My only issue is that Tua, just like Burrow, were not what we expected. Instead, it was Herbert that was the Burrow.
He said he had
and Tua,
a difficulty with understanding the playbook. And I don't know if
the jump to college and NFL is actually really big. Actually,
I think,
I'll show you playbooks.
No, for sure. No, I mean, when they go with their terminology and language, I'm like, dude, there's no way I could even remember one of those things. Okay, but I think this is part of the problem, and I don't know if you know this, but the Dolphins might be one of the few teams that have co-offensive coordinators. I don't know how that works. It's like,
two brains. Let's go left. Let's go right.
Let's go forward, wouldn't you find that weird if the Chargers said, "Oh, we got two offensive coordinators. We got this guy and this guy, the two smartest guys in the room."
Well, when you have Anthony Lynn, you had no smart guys.
You mean Anthony? Like, remember when we had Coach Turner, North Turner? Oh, yeah. He was the head coach and offensive coordinator, so it's the same thing. It was terrible.
Don't you find that a little bit confusing?
Yes, it'd be North Turner all over.
Yeah, I don't know.
Coordinators.
I don't know if I can go Dolphins.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
I don't know if I could go. I mean, the Bills Mafia.
That's already set. There's no bandwagon for that.
Yeah,
no, there isn't no bandwagon. I mean, no, because they're like a close knit group. But
I say the Dolphins though, honestly. Actually, the Jets
there's
too.
some.
But when I think of the Dolphins, and I think of like two, all the comes in my head.
Yeah, that's literally it though. Because if we said Bills, that'd be boring. Like,
no,
easy
you can't
answer.
say Bills because I just told you Bills Mafia.
All right, guys. Joke one. The Patriots, obviously, because Emperor Belichick stole Hunter Henry from the Chargers.
No, because
they might mildly improve from 7-9 to 9 8. I'll give you that.
No, look at their quarterbacks. Cam Newton. I can't ever
it's Mac Jones got to be the quarterback. Get rid of Newton.
So Dolphins, and you're saying you don't really find anyone
Jets.
to find. No,
the Jets.
That in 3 years, if we ask that question, or 2
Jets,
years
maybe.
or whatever, then but his roster is so bad. Even though I love Robert Saleh, especially for all the things he did for the 49ers.
That's why I'm saying the Dolphins is the only real one I could have a bandwagon on. The rest are meh.
The next one is AFC South.
Come on, dude. That's the easiest one. The Jaguars. Come on. You got arguably the best quarterback in the draft that's ever been drafted.
That's true.
All the hype. Come on. And Tim Tebow came on the team. The Jaguars is the bandwagon team.
Yeah, for sure. And that's true bandwagon.
That's the true bandwagon.
Yeah. Because
because he got drafted. Who knows if Tim Tebow came back? Come on.
If the bandwagon is gonna bust,
it's gonna burst open from too many people.
Or if you go over the cliff.
It's gonna be a band train. You're gonna have to load everyone up on the train.
Exactly.
You got anything to say on that?
No. That's
it's the Jaguars. Come on.
A lot of people are gonna flock to the Jags just because it's fresh, new. You got Urban Meyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, their draft was great. Mm-hmm. Your boy Tebow's back in the league.
Tebow is a tight end.
Oh yeah,
he's the one whipping the bandwagon.
He scored 2 touchdowns by the way in practice.
Yeah, everybody's gonna want to get behind Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, my boy. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, and then the last one for the AFC, which is the AFC North. Is there?
That's the problem with the North because it's so powerful. They're all powerful that you can't really bandwagon because those fans are already hard set. Like if you're a Steelers fan, you're gonna have the terrible touts, whatever. If you're the Browns fan, it's just like, oh, we have the power backfield, 2 people.
Yeah.
And then for the Ravens, Lamar.
Yeah.
And now the Bengals? That's the only one we can bandwagon on? What? So is Joe Burrow going to become Herbert this year? That's literally the only thing I can think of that's a bandwagon.
Is too
no,
thick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where's their offensive line?
That's what I'm saying. The other 3 you can't bandwagon because they already have,
I don't know. I think nationally, the Browns are going to be the biggest bandwagon.
Yeah.
They had a phenomenal offseason in free agency and the draft.
Yeah. I'm just saying, they're diehard fans that have been with them since the terrible days.
You're gonna have the diehard fans, but then just for example, if I'm not watching the Chargers, I'm gonna be paying attention to the Browns. I just like their team. I like their move.
For sure, absolutely. No, I mean I think it's because how many times in the last 20 years had they wanted to create the bandwagon effect, but on
never
this
happened.
One, I mean, last year they got close, and this year I think they're going to make leaps. So that's a great.
I think the Browns are going to the Super Bowl against the Bucks. Can you imagine the Browns-Bucks Super Bowl? No, I'm serious. Can you imagine it? No, would you watch it?
I absolutely would. Yeah, for sure.
That'd be a lot of scoring.
All right, let's move over to the NFC. All right,
no. Here we go. This is the one we're going to get heated.
Yeah, exactly. I want to leave that one. Yeah. I'll leave that one for later.
That's
okay.
Heated,
NFC South. Is there anybody?
Besides the obvious Bucks. Besides the Bucks.
Exactly. That bandwagon was created last year when they found out Tom Brady was going there. It filled up quick, and especially towards the end of the season. I mean, they went from bandwagon to champs. So
there's the Panthers, the Saints, and the Falcons. The Falcons lost Julio Jones, but they got, I guess, Kyle Pitts. Bandwagon for Pitts.
No.
That's literally it. That's literally all they have. Like, that's it.
Buck Strange is going to keep on rolling.
Yeah. All right. So no one in the NFC South.
No.
Okay.
Except if you're a Pitts fan, that's literally it. You're going to watch the Falcons just for Kyle Pitts. That's it.
Okay.
It's like, yay, Pitts.
NFC North.
Oh, man. Well, you have the Packers, of course, but that's controversy. Then you have... They don't need bandwagon. And then you have Bears and Vikings. Like, crap.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. They got Justin Fields on the Bears. That's pretty much it. If you're a Justin Fields fan,
he's not starting.
He's not starting, but he will be. There's no way.
I think people are gonna jump on that Vikings bandwagon actually.
Really?
Because
Vikings.
Flying under the radar. This arguably people are saying this is the best roster.
Yeah.
That the Vikings have had.
Since
under that coach.
If everyone's healthy, Thielen and Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, who's probably the most
I love Dalvin Cook.
Yeah,
I'm missing a team. Oh, the Lions. We're not talking about that.
No. They're on a long-term bandwagon.
I'm not a huge fan of Cousins, but I like all their skill. I love Justin Jefferson. I love Dalvin Cook.
So bandwagon them maybe to the playoffs before they fall off the cliff.
Crumble, because Kirk Cousins and freaking.
Okay. I mean, come on, they're kind of cool, man. Who doesn't want to go drink a bunch of beer and yell "Skol" all the time?
You got to do the clap too. Skol.
All right, NFC East.
NFC least. The Cowboys are the bandwagon fan because Dak Prescott looks 100%.
Every year they're building the Cowboys.
Yeah, they always build up the Cowboys.
And you know what? Every year I fall for it.
I know you do.
Even though I hate the Cowboys because I'm a Niners fan. So.
Oh, they were throwing the ball away. He wasn't going to catch in the corner. The Cowboys fans at the catch. It was a throwaway.
It's a loaded bandwagon when you start it off, but by halfway through the season,
it's empty.
The wheel's a different size, and it's just major issues.
Oh, shout out to our subscriber, the Giants. He said that they're actually good.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what? I was reading stuff on the Giants, and Saquon Barkley seems like he's sort of behind on his rehab, on his injury.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you don't have that protection because if you have a good running back, then it's taking pressure off the Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones got all types of weapon. Kadarius Toney and Galladay or Holiday, one of those guys.
You always mix that up.
And then they got.
But they still have Ingram.
That tight end.
They got Ingram, and they got the other tight end Rudolph. So I mean, for the Giants to make that run and
Barkley got to stay healthy the whole year.
Yeah, Barkley has to stay healthy.
But Jones can't have all those turnover issues.
That too,
right? And their offensive line was pretty bad, and so they have the COVID players coming back. Yeah. So I mean, everything has to fall in place. Saquon Barkley, the line.
If they start to win, though, then bandwagon. Because Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones that you're going to have to watch in the season, and then if they catch fire, then you can create the bandwagon. But I would say the Cowboys are the lead.
Because there's going to be a lot of people that are really pulling for Dak, especially after that injury.
And then...
But it is fun to watch them fall on their face and watch Jerry Jones just
get mad.
And get
mad. I mean, that's Stephen A. Smith's go-to, the Cowboys lose.
How can you listen to Stephen A? Come on.
All right.
Guy's a schmuck.
I gotta listen to something in the morning. I know it's actually starting to get up a little bit more than first take.
Oh man, just go to Good Morning Football and leave it there.
I know.
Good Morning Football. Okay.
All right, and then I left.
Watch Kay Adams for hours.
You're right.
All right, I'm gonna leave the best for last, and this one we might go different directions. The NFC West, where all four teams, as we mentioned, possibly could go to the playoffs, or at least 3 of the 4. So what?
This one's easy.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
I like the Cardinals.
Yes!
I love the Cardinals.
Yes!
Cardinals. I love the Cardinals because Kyler Murray is exciting.
Yes.
Thank you.
I like their black and red. I like their uniforms.
Yes, the black and red,
Yeah, you know what? I was watching NFL Network, and
Cardinals.
They asked the final 4 of the NFC, and 2 of them had the Cardinals there. The only reason I hold it back a little bit is because I don't completely trust Cliff Kingsbury,
until
who's not only the head coach, but he's also the offensive coordinator. He likes to call his plays like Sean McVay.
Like
Sean
Norv
McVay
Turner
knows what he's doing. Like if you could take Sean McVay and
nervous Turner,
if you could swap and take Cliff and throw him to the Rams and take Sean McVay, and now he's calling plays for Kyler Murray with DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green.
Man, you always talk crap, but if he does well this year, I want you to eat your words on this podcast. Say how wrong you are.
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
He does good.
I will eat the egg that's on my face.
Yep.
If Cliff finally gets it
together,
right, because I am all in on Kyle Murray.
Yep.
Kyler Murray. He's a dynamo. I mean, I've never seen a quarterback run like a scat back. I'm
frustrate the Niners.
Look, I'm gonna say here, like, if I'm not watching the Chargers, and I have to, like, you got your AFC team, then your NFC team. The Cardinals are 100% my NFC team. I love watching the Cardinals
for sure.
They're just exciting. I mean, they last year they did have games that they squandered away late.
Yeah, I know that made me so upset.
But their offense is dynamic.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray is fun to watch. I mean, they stole Hopkins. Like,
they did steal Hopkins from the Texans. I still love
it. For hardly anything. It wasn't even
I mean, Larry Fitzgerald is one of the nicest. I mean, he's just a class act player.
Have they signed him back yet?
I believe they did. But you can't root against Larry Fitzgerald.
No, you can't.
He's just
that's crazy.
He's awesome.
They should have gotten Julio. That'd been hilarious. Imagine doing a 5 wide receiver spread.
Yeah, no, they were one of the ones in competition.
And on the side, I just want to see. I want to see if they can figure out how to use him correctly. Mm-hmm. I want to see the maturation the second year for Isaiah Simmons.
Oh yeah,
because I really liked Isaiah Simmons.
He's really good linebacker.
And now they brought in
Zayvon Williams.
Yeah,
I'm still salty about that, Cliff.
And there's still monster linebackers right there.
I mean, I guess you can stop Russell Wilson and the Niners, I guess, a few times with Zayvon and Isaiah, but come on, we need an offensive lineman.
From all the power rankings I read, from ESPN, from everything, I guess what we're supposed to do is create a bandwagon for the Rams because now they have Matthew Stafford.
Oh, come on.
It's
because they have Aaron Donald. That's the reason.
They're constantly in the top 10. I've seen them as high as like number 4 or 5. I'm just not seeing it because your quarterbacks played 13 out of 32 games the last 2 seasons. So at some point, the quarterback's going to break, and that's going to fall apart. I mean, the bandwagon might be going, but it's just going to...
No. They might do well. It's going to need some... You never know.
That'd
be scary.
I don't know
all
what
4
to
of
think.
them get to the playoffs. That'd be scary. Like,
and I think the 49ers have a little bit of a bounce back, but it's crazy because, like, do they leave Garoppolo in too long, and then by the time they bring in Trey Lance, it's too late? So they got their issues they got to deal with. Bright future, but I'm not sure if this year is going to be their year. They're going to make the playoffs, but I don't really see them making a deep run.
Russ going to be cooking again this year?
Yeah. You know what?
God.
I think, like, out of every year he's had a winning season and been in the playoffs. Russell Wilson is that guy that you didn't want to invite to your party, but he still crashes out at your party, because that's who he is. He finds a way to put his team on his back, and I don't like the Seahawks because I think they're the biggest threat to the 49ers. There's a part of Russell Wilson that sort of bugs me. I don't know what it is, but
was it the pick against the Patriots in the Super Bowl at the 1 yard line?
No, that was
bothering.
No, I mean that was great, because they kept them from winning back-to-back Super Bowls, and
that's just single-handedly probably the worst play in the Super Bowl of all time.
I think it is the worst Super Bowl play of all time.
Yeah,
sorry,
especially
Russ.
when you have beast mode. I mean,
at the 1 yard line,
I would have shown, if I could have stopped time, I would have been like, okay, stop. I'm going to show you this video. Okay, this is
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, this is Marshawn Lynch
running against the Saints. I don't know if it was a playoff game or not.
It was a playoff game.
Okay, yeah, where he's breaking tackles, where he's spinning, where they're dragging him down.
Yards.
Possibly, I would put that in my top 10, maybe even top 5 of runs of all time.
Yeah,
I would show him that before the play. Okay, run, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I would have had it on the Jumbotron. Hey, by the way, we're gonna run it all 4 downs. Okay?
Yeah. It's true.
He will get that 1 yard.
The only issue, though, is actually statistics, man.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch actually had a lot of trouble on short and 1 runs.
Or at least used him as play action.
As a bait,
he dives in there, and then Russell Wilson whips around and tosses.
He actually had a bad
time. Are you always talking, like, when you watch those kind of plays, are you always talking to the TV like I am?
Yes.
Like, when they stack...
My wife's like, they can't hear you.
So when you know they have the box stacked, right?
Yes. Yeah. Don't run.
And they still try and go right up the gut into a brick wall. And I'm like, listen... There's no way they can't pitch that outside. You're telling me that guy can't beat everybody to the pylon?
For sure.
They're fast linebackers nowadays, dude. And nervous coaches.
I'm telling you, there's no way they can't.
North Turner.
I'm telling you, if you're on the one and you can't like pitch that thing out and beat somebody to the pylon,
you're not in the
come on.
Yeah, I agree.
He still threw the pick play. He still threw the slant at the 1 yard line and got beaten bad by my boy who's now on the Cardinals. Malcolm Butler.
All right, so we're done with the bandwagon teams. See how far some of those teams
playoffs. Cardinals have to go playoffs. There's no way they have to.
I mean, I think a lot of those teams that we mentioned will probably hit the playoffs. All right,
then crumble.
Our next subject is our top 5 music groups.
You go first, Mr. MTV, because you are professional level, and I am just a casual listener.
You've been to these concerts.
Yeah, you've been to these. I'll say my
put
casual
together some
music.
Of them.
Yeah,
behind the scenes.
Come on, man.
This is not fair because I've been to so many concerts in my...
Was this harder for you to do than the movies?
This is way harder to do than the movies because I've worked with so many of these bands.
Okay. Let me know which ones are your personal then. Yeah.
You know, even at a young age, I was subjected to a lot of music, like from the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
80s. I mean, God, we think back to they don't even have iPods anymore, but my iPod is just like loaded. I think I could play 3 months straight and not hear the same song.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just like insane.
That is.
But if I'm gonna narrow it down, I'm gonna do the 5 bands as if I was just gonna do for me the ultimate like concert. If I was gonna do like a concert festival, and I kind of hit like a bunch of different genres. Okay, that's how I'm gonna.
So this is Matt Guiccione's Coachella.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I was gonna do like
the lineup for today for Matt Guiccione,
that's it.
Selected these 5. Okay, go ahead.
So this is how I'm gonna do it because I could go a lot more than just 5.
No, for sure.
But if I was gonna go to a concert and I was just gonna, man, that was an epic lineup. All right. So my opening will be AC/DC.
Okay,
good choice.
I'm gonna go AC/DC all day long. They have so many hits.
Yep.
You know, to watch, the guys up there, Angus and all them. They just if you've never been and seen them live, they're phenomenal live.
Yeah,
they're like old school where they do all the stuff on stage. They keep you entertained.
Of course they do.
Plus, just watching them at 150% energy, like from start to finish. That'd be a great way just to get the vibe going.
And okay, I'll just gonna stop you right there. Like those groups, AC/DC, Kiss. I mean, it's just I remember them on our lunch pails, our metal lunch pails. We were in elementary school, and just like
dude, who didn't do the metal lunch pail? You see how far you can throw it to slide it all the way to your homeroom door.
Of course.
Absolutely.
This is over the heads of millennials. They're like,
no,
what?
man,
you put your lunch in a metal box?
Hey,
what?
With the cool Star Wars.
So many other songs, for those about to rock.
Yeah.
When they start firing off the cannons, that gives you like all the chills.
Yeah.
And then for those of us Padres fans, when Trevor Hoffman would come into Hell's Bells,
that's true.
Just think about it now, it gives me the chills because I was like. It kind of makes me think of in Major League when Wild King thing comes in. So for like Trevor Hoffman, dude, I'd be throwing at least 10 miles an hour harder on my fastball or whatever I'm throwing because the whole stadium is like shaking. You got flames going everywhere. Like how intimidating was that for the other players?
Definitely one of the best,
Dude, it's the best, hands down. So now, like, when we're watching any other sport and I hear Hell's Bells, I'm like, no, it can't, no.
You're
not allowed to do that.
Hoffman, no.
You can't do that.
All right, so ACD opens up for you.
Start with AC/DC.
Right, nice opener.
And then I'm gonna go into, for me, one of my first love. This is what, like, literally got me into rock music, hands down.
Me too. I know
my mom was ultra religious, so we weren't allowed to have this stuff, so I had to, like, literally bootleg, get this cassette tape, hide it in my Walkman, get ready to throw that thing under my bed if somebody came in the door. But Def Leppard for me will definitely like follow AC/DC. Def Leppard, man.
Absolutely. They're responsible for getting me into heavy metal and music.
100%.
Really listening to them on the Mighty 690. Back when we just had a couple radio stations.
God, you old fossils.
And the MTV music with Rock of Ages. Yeah, just like...
Yeah, I mean, Pour Some Sugar on Me. That, for in our high school year, that was the #1 video for 2 years running.
Wow.
And if you go into some of their other stuff prior to Pyromania, On Through the Night, and High and Dry, I mean, there are some amazing...
Too Late for Love, Bringing On the Heartache.
Yeah, I mean, they were my favorite group. I mean, I had Def Leppard T-shirts and just posters, and especially with the British flag. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Foolin'. I mean, every one of the and all the songs. You can sing all those songs.
Absolutely,
it just gets you pumped.
All right.
So then I'm gonna jump from Def Leppard and I'm gonna go to Shinedown.
Okay.
Now, Shinedown, I saw them a couple years. They have, and if you haven't listened to them, Chris, you got to go listen to them.
Okay.
Shinedown has like a awesome set of songs. In fact, I just saw today they're going back out on tour, which most people haven't been on tour because of the pandemic. Unfortunately, they're not coming to the West Coast, which I can't stand. That like all these epic bands that we want to see, they always seem to hover in the East Coast or the Midwest, and I'm like, come on, can we go? Can we have some of these awesome festivals on the West Coast?
Yeah.
They're always...
Besides just Coachella?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, so Shinedown is amazing. If you go listen, I personally think that their rock version of Simple Man blows Leonard Skinner's out of the water.
I'm going to have to listen to it.
Like, literally blows it out of the... That is the best cover of all time. I'm going to say it right now.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
So, Andrew and I were able to go see them down at House of Blues. And they played,
I like House of Blues.
They played, which I love that venue because it's small and intimate.
For sure.
And they played back-to-back nights. I saw them on the second night, and they were so phenomenal live. I was pissed that I didn't go the day before because I literally would have went and saw them 2 nights in a row. It was that good.
Wow.
Man.
So I'm going to put Shinedown to follow Def Leppard. Then the next one I'm going to go with is Godsmack.
Okay.
Chris, you ever seen Godsmack live?
No, I've heard of them. I've heard their songs.
Okay. Godsmack is one of those bands. And I got to work with them at MTV. I got to work with them at Farm Club. They are so phenomenal live. Really? I saw them at Woodstock. Like, I've seen them many times.
Oh, right.
Jeez.
But Woodstock, not the old...
Like, live at Woodstock. So they're one of the very few bands that when they're playing on stage, they sound exactly as they do from the studio recording.
Oh, wow.
And not a lot of bands do that. Like,
true.
You know how like you go see a band and you have it in your head the way it should sound, and you're like, no. They're like epic. So the last time we saw them, just before the pandemic broke out, I saw them at the open air theater at San Diego State.
Yeah.
It blew me away. But the lead singer is epic. He's kind of like, and most people don't know this about Kid Rock. Kid Rock can play the drums, he can play the guitar, he can do everything.
I didn't know that.
And he's done that on stage where
Wow.
he'll do like he'll give everybody a break and he'll just do solos on everything. Same thing, Godsmack, the lead singer is he did a drum, so him and the drummer, they did like a battle of the drums. And it was
drum battle, baby.
Dude, it was phenomenal. They're both like rotating and
got to see all these things.
So if you're gonna go watch one thing, go watch the video for Unforgettable. Like if I watch that video now, it literally brings a tear to my eye when I watch it, and I get the chills because it's probably my favorite video of all time.
Wow.
Currently. Wow. So what is it? It's the video starts out where they're talking. They go to like a school that's like a music school, like a high school that's like based mostly on music, and they talk about music and how music inspires people to be better and just how much music plays a part of your life. And so they take these kids and they teach them how to play this song, and it goes through the progression of them teach it, and then they fly them all to New York, take them to their studio, and then at a big stage they all play the song together.
Oh, wow.
So watching like him sing, everybody's playing, you got all these kids that are just so, it's giving me goosebumps just talking about it. All these kids, like you got 30 sets of drums and they're all playing together and everybody's playing the bass together. Dude, it's so phenomenal. That's
to watch it now.
I love that video.
Too. I'm sort of curious.
Yep,
so
I'll have to watch it.
And then as my headliner, there's only one headliner that can be on this list.
I agree.
No matter what, nobody's going to be able to argue with me.
Right, I agree.
And it's the best band of all time, in Metallica.
Absolutely.
I've worked with them personally. Over the years at MTV. I've seen them.
You said 30 times?
Over 30 times. Yeah. I've seen them so many times, and they never, ever disappoint. Ever.
Yeah, their energy is unmatched.
No, and they're still going strong today. So, yeah, hands up. I mean, there's nothing better than seeing a Metallica show.
I agree.
At all. So that's how I'm going to go with my 5 bands.
Okay. Yeah, no, it sounds like, sign me up, let's go. Where are they holding this? Is this...
Okay, yeah. All right. How expensive the ticket's going to be?
Oh, God. Hey,
thousands of dollars.
Matt's going to get us in.
Yeah, get us in, bro. Get us in, Matt. Come on.
Lift it up. All right, guys. Sneak in. Yeah, exactly. All right. We'll go next to you.
Okay. So, obviously, I'm going to start off with Metallica.
Oh, yep.
I don't know. Ever since middle school, listening to Metallica, my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend at the time, she got me into it. I had no idea who they were.
The best thing she could have done for you,
Yeah,
right?
the best thing she ever did for me.
I was getting into Metallica.
Yeah. And
thank you if you're listening out there.
Yeah, thanks. And listening to all their songs, I'm like, man, this is good. Maybe I should listen to older stuff. And I'm like, the older stuff is better.
Yeah.
And their new, what's going on?
Yeah.
And they released that new one in 2015, 2016. The one that has Spit Out the Bone on it. It sounds like 80s Metallica again.
Like they went back to what worked. Okay,
it's pure thrash, epic thrash metal for 8 minutes. It's like a medley of 3 different thrash songs. My mind's blown. I'm like, oh my god, am I listening to Master of Puppets or something?
Yeah.
But no, it's... I forgot the name of the album, but it has Spit Out the Bone on it.
Yeah.
So Metallica definitely is number one.
All right. We can all agree on that.
And going off what you said earlier about how things sound like the studio, James sounds like studio singing when he sings at a live concert.
Yeah.
Sounds the same.
You have a favorite? You have a go-to song?
Yeah, it's
hard because Metallica.
I know. And
that could be a whole other podcast right there. Name your
right now though.
Top 10.
Right now though, it's probably gonna be Spit Out the Bone or Master Puppets. One of those two. Yeah. Coming in close third, it would probably have to be For Whom the Bell Tolls, because rest in peace, Cliff. God, he played with his thumbs. He didn't play with the pick. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And he sounded godly. Like, come on, man. If you had to make a band in heaven, the bass guitarist would have to be Cliff, right? It'd have to be Cliff. You'd agree with me, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
There's no argument there. Like a go-to Metallica song?
Do I? Yeah. I love Back to the Front. You know,
that's a good one.
And it either alternates between Back to the Front and Master of Puppets, but definitely for the future we're gonna do our top.
We have to now. Yeah, we have to do Metallica.
Because
I go Fade to Black.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I go Creeping Death.
Can you believe that he wrote that? Kirk Hammett wrote that at 16 years old on his bed. He wrote the riff for Creeping Death on his bed, and then he had people. He plays it live, then he has people in the concert screaming, "Dad! Dad!" Like to the thing he wrote as a teenager. Like that's crazy.
And probably one of the best videos of all time / Metallica songs of all. And one.
Yeah, one.
Where it's like
it's anti-war movies.
No, when they're doing Creepy Death and they get to that part that back in the day Jason would lead and everybody's like,
oh yeah.
And when you're live and you see a whole stadium of everybody doing that in unison, dude, it's awesome.
I've never felt the energy at a Metallica concert that I like other concerts I went to. I mean, just the pit and just things opening up and just the energy was just so thick. It blew me away the first time I was at Browns Field with my girlfriend at the time and a friend of mine. Yeah, and it was just...
Was it 90s?
94, I want to say.
Dust Bowl?
Yeah, the Dust Bowl.
You guys should have been to the 1989 Seattle one.
All right, so you got Metallica. What else do you got?
This one is something you guys might not have heard of. He might have because he looked when I said it. Trivium.
Okay. He's more familiar with that. I'm not.
In high school, I listened to Trivium. They got me through some pretty tough times.
Okay.
Some of my favorite songs on there are kind of depressing, but they're at the end of the day, they're real.
Who would you compare them to that I would know? I mean,
Metallica.
Metallica. Okay.
In fact, Headbanging Magazine or Metal Magazine, whatever, said they literally had a headline said the next Metallica tribute.
Okay. Wow,
and
that's
showed
tough. That's like saying the next Jordan. You know,
that they're really good though. They are. Trust me.
No, I'm sure they are. I'm not taking anything away from them.
The thing is though that they have harsh vocals compared to James. How he sings nice. They actually do screaming a bit. So if you don't like that, then don't listen.
Right.
But I enjoyed the nice melodic, clean vocals, and then going to the heavy, harsh vocals, and they just alternate back and forth.
Okay.
That's why my favorite song, Shogun, has that throughout. It's a 12-minute long song, by the way.
Oh my god.
So it has that, and it has the same thing in Master of Puppets. In the very middle of the song, it's all soft and it has a bluesy tone to it.
Yeah, I always like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's their Master of Puppets song. It's called Shogun. That's the name of the song. So if you look that up, I've never seen them live. I hope I'll see them live one day.
Okay.
You heard of them before?
100%.
Yeah, your Trivium?
100%. Yep.
Yeah, he likes Trivium. Okay.
So that's 2. What do you got as your last?
Now this is an interesting one. Okay. You guys might not know this, but I'm actually rather edgy.
Okay.
I listen to melodic progressive death metal.
Okay.
And this is a band from France called Gojira.
Okay.
And they are probably the best of the newest progressive bands I've heard. Like when I listen to them, I'm like, sorry to other bands, but Gojira ruined you for me. You're not as good as them. Like nothing against you. You're good, right? But Gojira's like up here. Like I don't know if you heard any of their songs at all.
I don't know if I have.
I do like. Yeah, no, Gojira is good.
Yeah, I do like.
That's a must listen.
Yeah, when they're live, they sound like they're actually better than the studio version live.
Yeah, no, I do like that you're bringing in like groups that I haven't heard, just like movies.
Yeah.
Last week from the 50s and 60s. So that's the good thing about your take that it's.
Yeah. So definitely Gojira. You want to listen to them.
Okay.
They're very progressive. Some of their chords and some of their riffs they do, you've never heard of before. Trust me.
Okay.
Like it's crazy how they get it together. And just like Metallica and Trivium, they sound great live. I don't understand how some bands sound nothing like the studio.
Yeah.
They like, no offense, sound worse.
Yeah.
But Gojira and Metallica eat CDs. It's just like, oh, this is easy. Sounds we're gonna sound just like the studio.
All right, so we got.
That's 3.
All right.
My 4th one here. This one I might take flack for, but you know what? High School again.
Okay. All right.
Dragon Force from Britain. They're a speed power metal band.
Okay.
Live, they're usually drunk, so they're not as fast. But the album version, holy crap, they're like at 250, 280 beats per minute. Through the fire and flames.
Okay.
And everyone, come on. Guitar Hero 3.
Okay.
Legends of Rock. You know, at the very end, after you beat the boss, you have to play through the fire and flames.
Okay.
Blind, like for the first time. You have no idea, so you're screwed.
Yeah.
So if you play it on, like, expert, it says good luck on the loading screen instead of a funny thing. It says good luck. Yeah, you're going to need luck. It's like I lose on the first 20 measures.
I'm familiar with Dragon Force.
Yep.
They're solid.
He knows his music because, like...
You're just like, what?
I don't, yeah,
who are these people?
Yeah, movies, I mean, there isn't too many movies that I don't know. But yeah, no, that's why I'm learning. Okay, and then your 5th and final group?
Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay, there you go.
I just recently got on them because my friend who really loves them, and he got me into it now. Now I just keep listening to Avenged Sevenfold, and I wish I could see them live. Yeah. Apparently he has or something.
Okay, I've seen Avenged Sevenfold multiple times.
Oh, dang.
I remember the first time I saw them, I was at I did the South by Southwest Music Festival multiple times for Blender Magazine.
Yeah.
And that's where when they first were breaking out, that's where they started.
Okay.
Really?
At South by Southwest, those of you that don't know, in Austin, Texas, every year they do this massive music festival where up-and-coming bands... You get some bands that you've seen before, but that's where a lot of the new artists get signed.
Yeah.
I remember at the very beginning when Avenged Sevenfold was coming out, and it was funny because they had an article, and kind of like what you were talking about, where they were like, oh, Avenged Sevenfold is like the next Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, they always do that to hype them up.
Yep.
Well, what do you know?
and I remember, really because being like a hair metal guy, I'm like, who's this band? Come on,
who is this people?
I mean, you're talking about like rock legends when you're talking about Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
Yeah.
I'm like, but when I saw them, and they're phenomenal. Like, it doesn't matter which version you watch. Go watch the video for Hail to the King.
Yeah.
And when they did the Hail to the King tour, they had this, and they went kind of old school. They had this massive throne as the backdrop, and it had this big skeleton king on it.
Like Iron Maiden style?
Yes, like Iron Maiden style.
Right.
Like Eddie
which
skeleton.
I I have to apologize. Iron Maiden, I apologize for not having you on my list.
I'm sorry, Iron Maiden. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Because last time I saw Iron Maiden, they still go old school where every single song they have a new backdrop.
Yeah.
And Eddie comes out.
Yep.
I saw them, and I forget when it was, but yeah.
So how did they sound live? Good. Really good.
Depending on the.
Now I need to see Avenged Sevenfold live.
They're so good. But I mean, in any time Hail the King comes on, I immediately get like super pumped.
Yeah, there's certain Iron Maiden songs that just to this day, like it puts you on another level.
Run to the Hills.
Yeah,
Fear of the Dark.
Yes.
Fear of the Dark. So so we're gonna talk about Iron Maiden for a split second.
Of course.
Split second.
You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that concert. And I have it on DVD where they're Rock in Rio. They're live in Rio.
Okay.
Dude, you want to talk about that crowd? There must be 300,000 people at that stadium. It's insane.
Wow, that's a lot.
But it's so good. 2 Minutes to Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of those guitar riffs are just, they're epic.
Heaven or Hell.
It's phenomenal. I mean, there's some. It's hard to like narrow down to 5 bands.
Yeah, how dare you, Milton?
Sorry, dude.
Well, speaking of that, didn't Metallica go to Soviet Russia when it fell, and they had that 2 million people or whatever at their concert opener at the airport or whatever? Was it Moscow? In the 90s, after the Soviet Union fell, Metallica went there. Was it Germany? I thought it was Russia.
When the wall, I have to look. I'll look it up.
They had like 2 to 3 million people there or something. There was like the most people ever at a concert.
Now, before Milton goes into his 5,
Yeah.
it's funny because I used to have to argue with one of my buddies, Beeve, who was more into like that. I don't even know what
91X music.
Yeah, exactly. He was more of a 91.
Soft rock ish.
Exactly. So he would constantly argue, I mean, it wasn't even an argument. I'm like, listen, I'll just shut you down immediately.
About Depeche Mode. And it was
no, it wasn't
that.
that. He tried to argue with me that Smashing Pumpkins was better than Metallica.
Oh.
And I'm like, I can't even. He's like, listen, if we had if there was a free concert, Smashing Pumpkins would draw more than Metallica. I'm like,
oh my god.
Man, you've been hitting that pipe way too hard.
Oh do I like Smashing Pumpkins? Yes.
I do, but they're not even the same league.
Halloween is the only one. I thought you were talking about Halloween, not Smashing Pumpkins. Come on now.
No.
I love Halloween.
All right.
Top 5. We're going to roast you and destroy you, Milton, for your bad taste in music.
I doubt that.
Yeah, me and him are the music heads.
Yeah,
here.
and I'll admit, I mean, I'm definitely more movie guy than I am music guy. Like, I always go to my cousin because he's total music guy, and so
should have brought him in for 5 minutes to save your butt.
Yeah, he's only living in Charlotte, North Carolina.
It's okay,
that's okay.
Fly him here.
But he is one of our subscribers, and he always listens to our stuff, and
good.
he totally appreciates it. So
awesome.
Shout out to my cousin John. All right, so I'll start off with Metallica since we've already mentioned it. I mean, you can't have a list and not have Metallica on it. I mean, the Master of Puppets, the Ride the Lightning. Yeah, I mean, when I'm on my way to work and I listen to the Master of Puppets or Back to the Front, I mean, I'm just transformed to that concert for that song, and then it's just my hype song. I'm like, okay, let's do this. I'm ready to go into Costco and do my thing. You know, I mean, all right. So that's one. For totally love Def Leppard, but I sort of wanted to create a little bit different. I think this is one of the most underrated rock groups is Tesla. I mean, the people that do love rock can appreciate it, but they got their MTV play and airplay, but the funny thing about it is like most of the songs that got play, I mean, they were good, but I mean, man, the stuff on their album was so much better than the stuff that was played. And I've seen them like in the 80s and 90s. I think like every decade for the last like 4 decades from when they started off with Mechanical Renaissance. And then just all of them.
Yeah, I agree with Tesla.
Yes,
I got to work with. I've seen them many times. I got to work with them.
Oh,
and they're phenomenal musicians.
Right.
Like
I mean,
they have a huge range that they can go.
Good.
Yeah.
It's funny that you bring up Tesla because my wife and I, our song is the Tesla love song.
Oh, okay.
Anything time that comes on, the kid's like, oh.
Yeah.
Andrew's like, no, guys, shut up. And she cranks it up.
Absolutely. One of the best like love ballad songs like ever.
Really?
When I was working or bartending a wedding, the coolest thing is when they played their wedding song, and what it was What You Give or What You Got. Which one is that song? You know,
What You Give.
What You Give. And I was like, oh man, this person knows what's up. Probably my favorite Tesla song out of. I mean, there's a bunch of them, and we can get into the different ones.
Yeah, but, so when I talked about my buddy Beeve. After he got married, his wife, she was a Hessian too. So so he's not really into that. So whenever like Def Leppard or Motley Crue,
all those 80s
Poison,
bands.
Tesla, all of them came to town. He's like, man, can you just take her to the concert? Really? So she was like my concert date all the time.
Oh my god!
And it's funny because when I went through when I went through my divorce, she used the lyrics out of that Tesla love song. She's like, you know, it doesn't matter. You'll find love again. And it was awesome. So that song always talks to me all the time. I love that song.
Absolutely. I mean, their lyrics are just phenomenal. He's got sort of a different kind of voice. It's not for everybody, but yeah, I mean, Tesla's probably like when people ask me what my favorite group, I mean, it speaks to me. Are there better groups than Tesla? Yes, but like, that's just.
I'm gonna have to listen to them now. Send me a link.
Tesla. I mean,
definitely.
You know, another band for me is like that.
Yeah.
They're not my, well, I mean, certain song, but they're not my top 5. But like, they speak to me like that. Is Cinderella.
Yeah.
If I hear Cinderella, I don't change the channel.
Absolutely. That's that voice. Yeah. Somebody save me.
Voice, man.
Yeah. Number 3, I like to have a little bit of different variety. Tom Petty. You know. Just
solid choice.
Yeah, I just love his music. And just,
I was fortunate enough to be able to see him a few times.
Were you?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I know. I was like, I'll go see him at what was it, the Del Mar thing, and then he died like 2 weeks later. I'm like, damn it, I should have. Just because I was greedy for money.
Because you're jinxed.
Yeah, I jinxed Tom Petty. Sorry, Tom Petty, that I killed you. Okay?
I got to see him down at Coors or whatever they call it, Coors Amphitheater.
Yeah.
I saw him one time with Lenny Kravitz. That was a phenomenal show.
Oh yeah, I seen Lenny Kravitz down there.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome to see Tom Petty. And I'll go on the record as saying that the best duo song of all time is Tom Petty and Stevie Nicks. What's the song called? You know,
Jazz hands. Jazz hands. We've been stumped.
Let it come back to you.
I'll let it come back because I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking of when Axl Rose comes on and sings with him. Have you ever seen that video?
Oh no!
What?
But that would be insane.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but his song when he paired it off when Stevie Nicks left Fleetwood Mac for a little bit and had her own solo career, which I grew up on because my dad loved Fleetwood Mac, and I remember in the '80s, along with Def Leppard and everything, listening to that amazing cassette of
the cassette, you freaking fossils
of Stevie Nicks and
my
her.
MP3 out.
You might have to go look that up though, because Axl Rose.
Yeah.
So Tom Petty singing "Free Fallin',"
oh man,
and then all of a sudden you hear Axl Rose's iconic voice come from off stage.
Taking on that
No
song.
way.
Yes.
Oh
awesome.
my god. Okay.
Stop dragging my heart around. That one.
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean it's my favorite, like, you know,
duo,
singer, girl singer. Yeah, because I mean you're talking Stevie Nicks, the power of Fleetwood Mac, and then Tom Petty coming together, and Dang. So and number 2, I don't think you can have a list. I love the Beatles. You know, I feel like they started it all. Just multiple top 10s. I mean, if we were doing top 10 songs,
they're gonna be there.
They're gonna be there. I mean, from when they started off, nice and wholesome.
The boy band cuts. Remember that? The good old days.
And my dad always jokes to me, and he's like, "Well, I didn't like the Beatles when they were singing I Want to Hold Your Hand, but once they started to get to Sgt. Pepper and even Rubber Soul, Rubber Soul was sort of that transition, you know, from like." Their boy band type.
They were from boy band to eccentric. Weird.
Then over here was the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hand, but that Rubber Soul album that'd probably be my favorite one. Of the different ones, you know, I mean, just one song after another. And if you haven't seen Yesterday by I'm trying to think of the name of the director, he's directed like 20. Is
that the one where all the Beatles stuff
like something happens to the earth for a second, and then he's the only one
that remembers the Beatles,
and
then he writes the songs.
He writes the songs and he's playing it. I mean, funny, and just
it's a good one.
It's a good. I can watch that movie over and over. It's my youngest daughter Liz's and I's favorite movie just to watch because she can do this. She loves the Beatles. She loves Queen. You know, she has her different groups.
Queen.
Yeah, I mean, she's a music and movie enthusiast, hardcore Star Wars fan.
Oh, perfect.
See,
yeah.
I was not a Beatles guy.
Yeah.
Like my mom grew up in that era. Like she was like in the heart of Beatlemania.
50s, 60s, yeah.
Oh, she had all the memorabilia. She still has all the memorabilia and whatnot. But I mean, think about it now. I mean, there's not, even though they weren't like my favorite. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the Beatles are the greatest of all time.
Right.
And I argue, I'm like, well, Metallica's the greatest of all time.
Right.
But that's our generation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I was gonna pick one of those, like from that era,
from that 60s, 70s,
I would like from the British bands, I would lean more to the Rolling Stones than I would to the Beatles.
Okay, yeah,
because the Rolling Stones were like more of that the bad boys of the British bands.
No, for sure.
Good preference.
Yeah. Even though the Beatles were all clean cut, but yet they're like all like frying on acid and all their crazy trips to India that completely transformed.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so,
when they came back from there, I mean, the Sgt. Pepper, that was
weird.
all on there. But yeah, I mean, some people go Rolling Stone, some people go Beatles. You know, there's a whole bunch of good bands to choose from that 60s / 70s. And then I was listening to these guys the other day. I've seen him in concert multiple times. He sort of reminds me of Jim Morrison. I know he took a lot from the Doors. Is Stone Temple Pilots, especially when it was Scott Weiland. They got someone that sort of sounds like him, so you can sort of pretend that it is.
Pretend.
It's sort of like when Journey came to town, and my friend's like, should we go to Journey? And I was like, is it Steve Perry? No, it's the Filipino guy that sounds like, no, it's not the same, you know?
Hey, but he did. Did you go?
I didn't, but I heard he's pretty amazing.
I went.
Yeah.
Okay, I went. Dude, he's a dead ringer.
He is.
What?
Dude, it's like crazy because
imitation singer.
Steve Perry's like iconic.
Yeah,
his voice
absolutely.
is iconic.
There's no one
like I still, if I hear Oh Sherry in my, I take myself immediately back to like when Roller Skate Land was open. They start playing that and they turn out the lights and the mirror ball's going and you're like getting into it and you're getting pissed off because that older guy in that satin jackets, like in the black skates, like nobody had the black skates, and he's like skating backwards. You're like, dude, that. No. But okay, but that guy, dude, he is like spot on.
That's kind of crazy.
He sounds phenomenal.
No, for sure, he is. He is a direct copy of it.
I saw him at Petco, and he was. But they were phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it's like I'm hearing this new singer from STP and it sounds just like it, but just the presence of Scott Weiland. And I think anytime like you're messing with the heroin and it gives you that sort of, I mean, inspiration, you know, from like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. There's a certain like playing with the devil type thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I was listening to it just one after the other. I mean, I don't think you realize like how many Stone Temple Pilot songs. And if you get tired of it, then you go do an acoustic version. That's what I do when I get tired of the same old song.
That takes me back to like right after high school.
Yeah.
Like just in those years, just after high school when they came out.
Yeah.
I was working for 91X. And,
and
STP
when they were coming out
big.
in the early 90s.
It reminds me of going to the desert. And
so what does STP do for you, or where? I mean, as far as
to me, it just takes me back to like that. Those couple summers, like, you know, my first years in college. That's what it reminds me of.
Right, for sure.
100%. That's where, when I think of SCP, it takes me back to those times.
Yeah, and then like in the early 2000s, I went and saw them with a bunch of friends. I mean, they played with Red Hot Chili Peppers. Then I went to a concert in Arizona where it was them, Disturbed, and Godsmack. And
Disturbed is never phenomenal band, by the way.
Yeah. I like Disturbed.
And it was cool because SCP was the lead, or not the lead band, but the one at the end, and then you have the guy from Disturbed coming, and then they're both singing.
David Draymond, he's phenomenal.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, okay, so here's another one of those tragic stories of a front man like just succumbing to the demons, basically.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains.
Oh yeah.
When Lane Staley died,
Yeah.
but the guy that they replaced him with. My brother is like his all-time band is Alice in Chains.
No.
And I was playing one of their new songs. I'm like, hey, Ben, who's singing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lane Staley. I'm like, no, that's the new guy.
Oh yeah.
That's how spot on it is.
It is. They do a good job. I mean, you had to make it sound like Scott Weiland, or it's no longer STP if it's a totally different voice.
Yeah.
So they went through like 1,000 people till they got it. So when they do nail it with this person that sounds the same. All right, that was my 5, all the different ones we mentioned. I mean, great music. All right, this next one is give me your final 4 for the AFC. Give me your final 4 for the NFC. So there's a final 4 of these, the Final Four box AFC to get to the championship game, to get to the Super Bowl.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
For Final Four.
Yeah, Final Four
To get to the Super Bowl.
To get to the Super Bowl, right?
The Chiefs have to be there.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
The Browns have to be there.
Okay.
The Bills have to be there.
Okay. And who's that fourth team?
This is the problem I have because it could be a toss-up. It just depends on.
Did you sneak the Chargers in there?
No, I had the same thing.
No,
okay,
it's the same damn thing as me.
I quickly wrote down Chiefs, Browns, Bills, and then the fourth one, I'm like...
It's the thing. It just depends on injuries and schedules, so I'm going to say that's a toss-up.
Yeah, I mean, that last
it's
one,
like literally
they have some...
anyone, could take it.
Right, okay, so...
I'm going to say coin flip. We're going to put coin flip.
Literally a coin flip. Anyone could just luck, whoever gets there. And not to get paired up against the Browns.
Okay.
They have a better chance against the Chiefs than the Browns.
I mean, do you put the Ravens in the fourth spot? Do you put the Chargers in?
I just don't trust the Ravens because Lamar has proven he's a choker in the playoffs.
Do you put the Titans?
But could it be the Titans? It could be the Titans.
No, the Titans, with Julio.
Yeah.
Okay. Titans versus Browns.
I'm gonna put Titans.
Okay.
All right. Now we're doing the NFC. We can all start with the Bucks. If you don't have the Bucks at the top one,
you're done. Yeah.
Just walk out of here.
Yeah.
Just
Bucks.
We'll say sorry. He had to leave. He pissed us off.
Second one is going to be a lot harder though, because who's going to really dethrone the Bucks?
Is Aaron Rodgers staying here?
I put Packers because
Packers.
At the end of the day they're going to figure it out.
They're going to figure it out. Okay.
There's a lot of posturing and whatnot, but at the end of the day they're going to figure it out.
Third strongest, he's going to be happy. You're going to be a little pissed. 49ers.
Okay.
I can't really think of anyone. Because just the Bucks are going to steamroll everybody.
They are.
If they don't get injured, they're going to steamroll everyone.
I'm just asking for the four of that are going to play.
That's what I'm saying. The 49ers, possibly. But they're not going to get to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so does that mean... Is anyone from the NFC East going to make it to that fourth spot in the Final Four?
No!
Okay.
No. So get rid of them.
So then basically you go back to the NFC West because, I mean, someone said 4, someone said 3, so at least 2. Yeah. So who do you put the Cardinals? Do you put the Rams? Do you put the Seahawks?
It's either the Seahawks or the Cardinals. The Rams don't have enough power.
I had the Cardinals.
Okay,
Cardinals.
All right.
I had the Cardinals.
Yeah,
I could totally see that.
I'm a homer, and I still didn't think the Cardinals would make because someone's gonna get injured. I'm gonna get pissed. Yeah. Every time if Kyler Murray gets injured, I'm done. I'll just turn off the TV.
But on that 49ers,
Cardinals.
I think you can as much as you're gonna hate, you could throw Seattle in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, because it's Russell Wilson. He always finds a way in.
It'll be one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just gonna be split by one game.
It's a lot of NFC West though. 2 out of 4. My God.
I mean, we said someone said 4 earlier,
I said
all of them,
4,
and then someone else said 3, which I could totally see, and that's happened. So
just
to
imagine
put
4.
2, I mean, because the rest of the NFC North, which is the Vikings, the Bears, Lions, it's not going to come from there. The NFC South, it's not going to be.
Bucks.
Yeah, it's just the Bucks. It's
and
not
then
going to be
NFC least, they're just going to get destroyed.
Yeah, they're not going to make it to that point. Yeah. Okay, so that sounds good.
It's just funny that it's 2 of the NFC West is there.
All right, the last segment I'm going to do, and you guys could respond to this.
Okay.
It's called "Don't Be That Guy." Okay. All right. And when I say guy, it could be a dude. It could be a lady. Okay. It could be a trans.
Don't be that person.
Yeah, don't be that person.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's offensive.
Like
say Washington football team.
Right. Okay. Here's some of the things.
You're going to that game, right?
Hold on. What
You're flying to that game, right?
What's up?
The Redskins game?
Man. What if we're binary fluid at this point?
Oh, that's true. Okay, sorry. Non-binary.
Non-binary. That's the one I was trying to think. I'm like, I know it's something like.
Please don't cancel us like Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
You're flying to the Washington football team game, right?
I am.
The Chargers. Yeah. You can't call them Redskins anymore, guys. You get offended.
All right. The first one is, and this one bugs me, and I hope that one of you guys. I mean, it's probably going to be Matt, and he's going to be like, "Well, I do that."
Oh no.
Okay, so I in the Costco parking lot. Okay. Or any parking lot, don't be the guy that does the 3-point turn and backs his way up into the parking lot, because he keeps everybody else waiting, especially if you have a giant truck and you're trying to fit it into a tiny space. Now, if you're good and you can whip that around and put it in, I'm sure that you could boom, and then you're in. You know, you're not like, hold on.
No,
hold on. Style, yeah, right. But you see people do that all the time, and I say,
the 100-point turn.
Yes. Yeah, and I think like if you want to be the first car out, what I do is I'll go until I find 2 spaces, you know, that are not back to back, but up and down.
Yeah.
So that I could go into there. So when I understand you want to take off, you don't want to back up because there's somebody there.
Yeah.
But do not back up in front of me, okay? Yeah.
No, listen.
Go ahead.
When I first started driving, one of my rules of driving that I could not stand is slow turners.
Oh, yeah.
Man, stop. Just turn the car.
Yes, turn the car. Let's go.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, there's another one on here that has to deal with driving too, and that is if you aren't driving at least 80 in the fast lane, get the hell out of the way.
Agreed.
Yes.
Okay. There are gonna be people behind you honking,
flipping
you off.
I'm like, what's taking so long? And then I'll see this one person putting away.
Little grandma going.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's another irritant. Like when I was just driving up the SoFi a couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
And you got that, like you're trying to haul ass and get there, right?
Right.
And you got that one like Yugo in this fast lane, and it is packed like Sanford and Son, and you're like, why? What was your thought process? Or the guy in the truck with the trailer, and you're like, okay, man, your lane is to the right.
Right.
Yeah. Slow vehicles.
I hate when the big vehicles get in the fast lane.
I know.
Like
they're doing
something, and you're just like.
And then,
no, this is my lane.
And then
too.
you're like, my wife's trying to say, oh no, well maybe there's cars in front of them. I'm like, no. And then you get around and you look and you're like,
nothing.
Really? There's nobody within 100 miles of heading.
Exactly.
Come on.
All right, so it sounds like you guys are both agreed.
Agreed.
With
yeah.
me. Okay.
Super annoying.
This is another one. You know, you have a packed restaurant, which hasn't been packed lately because of COVID, but we're going to eventually go back to it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're waiting for a table and you see some people eating there and they've already finished eating, you know, get up, dude. Like, what? You think that you're entitled to just stay at this table when there's other people waiting?
No, they're not. I'm like, hey, would you like to leave?
Yeah, exactly. Can I move your things?
Yeah, I don't like that either. Now it's one thing, man. If they're sitting there having a conversation and they keep having rounds of drinks come,
oh, for sure, it's theirs. Yeah,
but when they're just sitting there milling in front of all the table scraps and the trash, just
come on, it's a bad look,
like,
right?
Man, let's go.
Yeah,
move along.
All right. Another thing, and this is one I deal with at Costco and just in general, if you're talking on the phone, okay, in your car, walking, talking loud, whatever it is, I have the right to run you over. Okay.
What?
Like, yes, because you're not paying attention.
Okay, cops, we do not condone any of these actions.
It just pisses me off because people just like forget what they're doing and they're like on their phone and they're pushing their cart and like, I gotta get around you, I gotta do stuff. It just
honk.
What?
Honk at them? Yeah,
honk
you have the right to honk. Your car.
No, I'm not talking car. I'm talking like when I'm out and about and walking around. Yeah, people do it with they're leaning on their carts or on their. Oh yeah, what should we get for dinner? Oh, that's a good idea. And they're like going slow because.
Yeah, but you got to move with the purpose. Like
I'm fine move with the purpose.
I'm fine that people are doing that as long as they're efficient. They're moving with the purpose.
Yeah.
Like nothing that killed me more is like when you're at a mall or like when you're at school or university. And people stop in the middle of the walkway.
I know.
I'm like, dude, get your shit and get to the side. Like, why would you stop in the middle?
For sure.
You're not an island.
Right.
No.
For sure. All right. The next one is when you go to a party or a gathering, you know, try not to be the first person there or the last one to leave, you know, because like when someone's throwing a party, right, and I'm sure you've thrown many of them with your wife, you got to go to the last minute on the last details, right? You're setting up everything just prior to people coming in, right? It's not like it's taken care of.
Yeah, the first person that gets there, especially if you're hosting the party and you're trying to do those last minute things, but then you feel obligated to like make sure that those people that show up an hour early, like
don't be the first person.
Yeah, you're paying attention to them, even though you're really trying to get stuff done.
Right.
And then usually those are the people that don't like help.
No.
They're just sitting there. And
like, that looks good. Oh yeah, are you gonna have this at the party?
Awkward. Yeah. And then the same thing, man. when a party's winding down, and that buzz is wearing off, and you're like, start thinking about the fallout of what you have to clean, and then you got the last person that's still hanging around talking for hours, drinking like
Bro,
they're looking at every bottle, turning it over to get that last drop of alcohol. You're like, come on, man, go home already.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, go ahead and crash out in some room, but the party's over.
Yeah, party's over.
So, and then for a take on this one is my wife. She doesn't like me to be the first person in line for food. What? Which I'm a foodie, so
that makes no sense.
She wants someone else to go because she doesn't want it to seem like like I went too early. So usually I gotta wait for one other person and then I jump on it.
No sense.
But if I'm hungry, I'm sorry, I mean, call me rude, call me no manners,
entitled,
yeah.
Man, I'm a little different. I'll let people go because I usually let the women go or what. Nice. Well, I have this. I'm not gonna name any family members, but like when I see those people that like. They didn't help cook.
Right.
They didn't help set up.
Yeah.
But they're the first one in line. And especially when we're doing the one where we have all the kids, I'm like,
bro,
dude, help the kids first.
Right. You're right.
Help the kids first, get them situated, and then you guys dive in.
Yeah, that's what my wife would say. So
because when you have that person that like is the first one in line and they're only thinking about themselves.
Which
and
I'm guilty of. I'm sorry.
They're already trying to get back in line for seconds when there's people that haven't even ate yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
I know,
man.
you're right. Exactly.
Pool party.
That was just a side note right there. Okay, let's see. I have a couple more.
You do.
Okay. This one happens sometimes at Costco where I work. Like, don't be that person that steals a drink out of like the 36 bottles of something.
And come on, man.
And just leaves it there. And don't like, I'm doing it for my kid, which is even worse, because then now you're showing him.
People do that?
Oh yeah, dude.
Really?
They'll snake
what do they do?
something.
Yeah.
They'll snake something, and you'll see one bottle missing, or a package of food.
Disappointed.
That's weak.
Yeah, and they just leave it there.
Weak.
Or another thing is that they leave whatever food that they have in the freezer to freeze, and so it's like all they had to do is just go return it to where it is, So, and then the last one, and this one happens, and I'll end it with this one, is sometimes I work in the produce area with all the fruits and vegetables. And people just have a way of destroying stuff. And there's pretty much 4 quick categories, and I won't pair them up with who they are. But the first one is just the person that comes by, and they'll just grab the first thing that they see. That's sort of like my wife. She'll just grab it, and I'll just be like, this one is rotten. You didn't see all the, because she just picks one.
Of course.
And then the second group that comes in, they want me to pick out. Like I'm the expert, so I start
expert melon holder.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I start thumping on the watermelon. I'm like, well, if you hear that echo, then that means it's done. Just based off of what other people have told me, because I have no idea in the world. And then it just gets progressively worse. Then there's the person that they're like shuffling boxes to get what they want and leave a mess. And then the last ones are the worst because they'll take the boxes, put them on the floor. Leave them there. I guess there's some magical fruit all the way at the bottom that the produce people hid.
I know who you're talking about.
I know.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm not going to say it either because I don't want to get in trouble or accuse people.
I will, like when we go to Costco, we have to go there every single week.
Yeah.
Which one you go to, the La Mesa one?
No, I always go to the Santee one.
Oh, Santee one. Okay.
But I do look at every I don't just randomly arbitrarily grab. I'm gonna check it out and make sure.
Yeah.
And then, note to the people boxing, like last week when I got the raspberries, when you box them, you don't put the raspberries on the side, wedged, like, however you could fit them, like Tetris. Yeah. I got home and I had a bunch of raspberries that were, like, all smashed. And I'm like, come on, they're just smoothies and that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It didn't work well for me. But, yeah, you got to be respectful. You can't, you got to remember that people work there too, and you're not the only person.
And then
the only thing I do, I will confess.
Confessions of a real Matt.
He's trying his grapes before.
No. When I'm at Costco, the one thing though, when I do go over to the book aisle, and they have all the books, I will rifle through all those books until I find the one that the dust covers perfect. But that being said,
about your books,
because of my OCD about books.
Yeah.
But that being said, even though I will go through a lot of those books to find one, and I'm moving them around temporarily, I do always put them back in the order that I found them, nice and neat. Okay. I don't leave them strewn over all the other books.
Huh.
But I will dig deep to find that one that's like pristine.
Okay, so you don't leave it in the freezer like some
No.
do,
Yeah, like we were talking about, find the one magical fruit at the bottom, and then they leave the mess for you, right? It's all over, and you have to clean it up.
Every once in a while, I'll catch them, and I'll just like look at them,
yeah.
like they look at me, and then they'll just start just like putting it back,
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So those are that's 5 things, or don't be that guy.
Right.
Yeah, so that's just venting and OCD.
Venting about Costco,
yeah,
mostly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, our Costco we refer to it as the ghetto Costco.
That's just rude.
Well, I mean, we're sort of right in the armpit of downtown market, and right across the street from us is a cemetery, so I get
Jesus.
why they say that, but... Saying all that, I still enjoy working there. It's just a lot of work to be able to put back together.
We love you, boss.
So that pretty much ends our podcast. Who knows what we'll talk about next time? I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Anything last words that you guys want to say?
Nope. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Padres start hitting.
Yes.
Support your pitchers.
And goodbye.